Don't miss the Texas Rangers versus the Kansas City Royals
tonight at 7 on My 27.
You could say Kevin Millwood deserves a better fate than his 1-2 record. He has given the Rangers quality starts and a chance to win in nearly every appearance this year. In the first month of inconsistent results, Millie has been the consistent performer. Now tonight against the Royals, Millwood hoping to improve on both his and the Rangers' early fortunes. Coming up next on My 27. Rangers warm-up brought to you by your Texas Ford dealers. Ford is the best in Texas. And last night an early exit for that guy. Not a lot for Ian Kinsler to be smiling about when he was ejected unceremoniously in the first inning. The Rangers went on to lose to Kansas City, but it's take two tonight. The Rangers and the Kansas City Royals. We welcome you to the ballpark here in Arlington along with Tom Grieve. I'm Josh Lewin. The good news indeed is that Kevin Millwood is on the mound tonight. And Millie, especially at this ballpark, I mean, he came here, signed his big deal, and told everybody, I'm not afraid to pitch at this ballpark. And the numbers kind of bear it out.
He's backing it up for sure. It's a shame he's only won one game this year. He's throwing the ball very well. He's healthier than he was last year. He's pitching deeper into the games. And you're right, he's pitched very well in this ballpark. He's 8-1 in his last 14 starts in this ballpark. 3.54 is the ERA. That's pretty good in this ballpark. Kevin has pitched well enough to have won 3 or 4 games. Gave up a grand slam in his last start. Still threw the ball pretty well. He keeps throwing the ball like he has so far for the rest of the season. He's going to win a lot of games.
Kansas City's throwing Brian Bannister tonight, and he's been very good, really entirely in 2008. We're almost at the end of April. Time to turn the page, and the Rangers have made some roster moves from yesterday. Brandon Boggs got into the game and went 2 for 2 yesterday. He's in the starting lineup tonight. Rangers warm-up brought to you by your Texas Ford dealers. Ford is the best in Texas. Texas Ranger Baseball brought to you by your Texas Ford dealers. Ford is the best in Texas. By Whataburger, just like you like it. By Big Tex Ford, I-20 and Camp Wisdom. And by Southwest. With Southwest Airlines, you're now free to be more productive. Visit southwest.com. It is UT Arlington night at the ballpark tonight, and appropriately so. There is Trey Hillman, who used to play for the UTA Mavs. His bench coach is another UTA alum, Dave Owen. And here in Arlington tonight, the Rangers and the Royals. Now, the Rangers right now the only team in the big leagues yet to get to 10 wins. They are 9-18. But they put it in that capable right hand of Kevin Millwood tonight, trying to get the Rangers that 10th win. A strike dealt to Joey Gathright, and we are underway on a breezy evening here at the ballpark. Here's the scouting report on Mr. Millwood.
Well, we've talked about Kevin being 1-2 and having pitched much better than that. He's had quality starts in 4 of his 6. Career against the Royals, a winning record and an ERA in the mid-4s. Didn't pitch well against Kansas City last year, though. He had 3 starts against the Royals and had an ERA over 7 against them.
Thing is, though, Kevin really didn't pitch well against too many people last year. It was a flat-out down year for Kevin. His ERA has jumped each of the last 3 years now from a league best 2.86 in 05 up to 4.5 in 06, and then he was in at around 5.2 in 2007. So to see that ERA here in 2008 early on in the 3s, that is gratifying for all concerned. One thing Millwood has absolutely done this year to improve his lot is keep the ball in the ballpark. He's allowed only 2 home runs in close to 40 innings of work. And this guy he's facing right here, unless he hits an inside the Parker, not exactly likely to be a home run guy. Joey Gathright. That's what Gathright does well. Hit the ball on the ground and take off for first base, but Ian Kinsler gets him. Another thing Gathright does not do is walk. Hardly at all. Here's the rest of their lineup, and it's a pretty free-swinging bunch, these Kansas City Royals. Their lineup presented by Southwest. Gathright and Grudzielanek. DeJesus and Guillen, who had a 5 RBI night last night. Mark Teahen, Billy Butler, Alex Gordon, John Buck, and Tony Pena Jr. There were 4 outstanding plays in the field from those guys last night. Kind of lost amid the barrage of their 9 runs on 14 hits.
Kansas City doesn't score a lot of runs, but they don't give up a lot of runs either. They play good defense, and they got some pretty good pitching. I was going to see a good pitcher tonight, Brian Bannister. Good one tomorrow night, and Zach Greinke.
That ball mashed towards center field. It curls to David Murphy, who locks it up, 2 down.
That was a rope. Instead of a single to center, he hit it so hard it just kept carrying.
Boggs, Murphy, and Bradley out there. Josh Hamilton is DHing tonight. With Blaylock on the DL, that's Herman Duran, the Fort Worth Pascal product over there at third base. Shelton, who's that? That's Chris Shelton, playing first base tonight, up from AAA yesterday. Former Detroit Tiger, former Pirates prospect. There's the redhead wearing number 16. It is a decidedly different look for the Rangers right now, Tag. It's Duran at third, Boggs in left, Shelton at first. Those are 3 guys that were not with the team a couple of weeks ago. 2 of them were not with the team a couple of days ago.
That's a good opportunity for him. There's some injuries. There's some chances to get into the lineup, to be on the team when maybe it wouldn't have been there. And now there's some playing time that maybe wasn't expected. But the bottom line is they were performing well in AAA ball. They're in the big leagues right now, and it's a great opportunity for them to show what they can do, make an impression, and hopefully for them to play well enough to stay here, continue to get chances to play. It's what Marlon Byrd did last year. He wasn't in the big leagues to start the year, got called up, never stopped hitting, played regularly the rest of the year, got a nice contract in the offseason. And so that same opportunity is here for a lot of guys right now. That's one of the good parts about it.
1-1 to David DeJesus, who's up and outside.
David Murphy went to spring training and just hoping to make the team. Thought maybe he'd get platooned. Instead, he played so well in spring training. He's playing against everybody now, lefties, righties, every day. So if you play well and get an opportunity, it can pay a lot of dividends for you.
Nice job. Michael Young gets up, having surrounded that baseball. He throws out David DeJesus. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Millwood, and now the Rangers coming in to hit. There's no score.
Lone Star 92.5. A Texas original. Classic rock, Texas style. Lone Star 92.5.
No matter which road you choose, the Dodge Lifetime Powertrain Warranty has you covered. It's the best warranty in the business, and it comes standard on nearly all Dodge vehicles. No other company matches it. Not Ford, not Chevy, nobody. Dodge. Grab life.
Nothing says love like beef.
For a limited time, try the new hand-spun coffee caramel milkshake at Chick-fil-A.
Lone Star 92.5. A Texas original.
Keep on rocking me, baby.
Classic rock, Texas style. Lone Star 92.5.
You're my 27, and hey, so am I.
Texas will be up against it tonight. They're facing the 27-year-old righty Brian Bannister, who has been spot on here in 2008. Here's the Ranger lineup brought to you by Southwest. Kinsler and Young, Hamilton and Bradley, Murphy and Shelton, Brandon Boggs on base all 3 times in the big league so far. Laird and Duran at the bottom of the order. And Floyd Bannister's son, Brian Bannister, stolen away from the Mets, straight up for Ambiorix Burgos. What a great trade for Kansas City.
I'm sure when the Mets made that trade, they didn't expect Brian to become this type of pitcher. And we've seen Ambiorix Burgos. He's got a great arm, but as of right now, it's not looking too good for him. Check the scouting report, having an outstanding year this year. He's 3-2 with the 4th best ERA in the American League. His last 3 starts, first 3 starts, he was 3-0 with an 0.86 ERA. He's lost his last 2 starts. Got a 195 opponent's batting average. He's only had 1 bad start, and that was his last start. Gave up 9 hits, 5 runs in 5 innings, lost to Oakland. Other than that, he's had good starts every time out.
Happens to be matched up against Cliff Lee of Cleveland in the start before that. And as you might know, with the kind of year Cliff Lee is having, no shame in losing to that guy.
We saw him pitch a game in July last year, 7 innings, 4 hits, no runs against the Rangers. And he was just outstanding. He had a good solid year last year for the Royals. He was 12-9, had a 387 earned run average, 27 starts. Good control, not a real strikeout pitcher necessarily, but he's got good control, really knows how to pitch.
Kinsler, who remember was ejected in the first inning yesterday, arguing balls and strikes. He has run the count to 3-2. Bannister, not a guy who strikes out a whole lot. He doesn't walk a whole lot of batters though either. Saw an interesting nugget on Brian Bannister just in terms of the strikeouts. Only 77 of them last year, Tag, with 12 wins. And that's actually a pretty unbelievable ratio to win that many games but strike out so few. Kind of a Chin-Ming Wong kind of a thing. Over to short. There's Tony Pena Jr. Made that play all night last night. 1 down. Rest of the way defensively for Trey Hillman's group. Gordon, Pena, Grzelcyk, Butler. That's your infield. DeJesus, Gathright, Tien in the outfield. Bannister and Buck your battery. And those 11 errors for the Royals. What an improvement. At this time last year they had 25. And at this time last year they were 8-18. A little closer to 500 here in 2008. I guess the point about Bannister and the lack of strikeouts, Tag, is that history has not been kind to guys with those kind of splits, guys that don't strike out a lot of batters. But you look at a guy like Greg Maddux, who has won 349 career games without striking out a whole heap of people. There are other ways to skin the proverbial cat. And as you kind of alluded to with Bannister, it's about command. He has walked only 6 batters this year, and he's allowed only 1 home run.
Well, strikeouts are great, but the bottom line is getting people out and winning ball games. And so far in his career, he's doing a pretty good job of that.
Right there, ladies and gentlemen, there is a 14-game hitting streak for a 4-time All-Star Michael Young.
That might be the hardest ball Michael's hit all year right there. That was a rocket.
In slow motion, this will look pretty impressive.
I don't think he got that ball where he wanted to. He wanted to get that ball down and away. Instead, it stayed middle in. And Michael ripped that ball up the middle.
24 hits during the 14-game hitting streak, so it's not a soft 14-game hitting streak by any stretch. There's a strike to Josh Hamilton. And Tag, we should mention the wind could absolutely be a factor tonight. The flags are pointing almost horizontally towards that foul pole down the left field line tonight.
Oh, there's a ball hit in the first inning yesterday. I think Gordon hit it, a high fly ball toward left field. It really got knocked down and ended up falling right near the line for a bloop double. Looked like it was headed to straightaway left field. Gordon ended up with a double on it. So we'll see what happens tonight.
Pounded out of play by Hamilton. Josh leading the majors in runs batted in, and he is second in the American League in batting average now too. Early returns, that is a great trade for both teams. Cincinnati's looking at Edinson Volquez as the 4th best ERA in baseball right now. The Rangers have a guy who's leading both leagues in runs batted in. That ball smoked into center, but Gathright plucks it out of the air. 2 down.
Well, Josh has hit a lot of balls hard that have been caught this year. He had a ball last night to the warning track in right field that Tien ran down. He's hitting a very solid .336 coming into this game. He's getting his share of hits. He's also getting his share of hard hit outs too.
Milton Bradley on the first pitch this year is 9 for 12, which is why not a lot of pitchers are challenging Milton early in the count these days. That one rather unhittable, 1-0. That was kind of an old cliche to say a guy's a first ball fastball hitter, but when you're 9 for 12, when the count is 0-0, that pretty much bears that out.
I think the all-time first ball fastball hitter was Kirby Puckett. He went up there swinging from the second the pitcher started his windup. Went to the Hall of Fame doing it too.
Kirby Puckett learned at the feet of one Ron Washington in Minnesota. Ron was the veteran on that team when Kirby was a kid. Chopped foul by Bradley. The count 2-1. We talked yesterday, Tag, about Ron starting his professional career with this Royals organization, that famed Royals Academy that was started by their owner, Ewing Kauffman, back in the 70s. Kauffman said at the time, in a few years this will either be called Kauffman's Folly or they'll be calling me the Branch Rickey of the 70s. Bradley sends one deep into left field. That ball takes off. Jesus will have to look up, and that's gone. He can't believe that it's out, but it is.
Well, he hit that ball well, but it sure didn't look like it was going to be a home run off the bat. I was hoping it would get over the left fielder's head. Instead, it got over the left field wall. So not sure exactly what the wind will do tonight, but it sure looked like the jet stream was flying out to left field right there. I mean, Milton smoked that ball, but off the bat, it didn't look like it would go that far. He must have really hit that ball.
Wind doesn't usually point the baseballs up, but if that's possible, I mean, it's kind of what it looked like out there. DeJesus turned like he was going to have a play off the bottom of the wall. Then he looked up and the ball was over the wall.
That ball's not even a strike. The ball's down and away. That's just how strong today's hitter is, to be able to hit a ball in that location, 400 feet practically, to left center field the opposite way. That was a rope.
Second time Milton's hit a first inning home run on this homestand. He did it against the Minnesota Twins on Sunday. Not so much for Bannister allowing only one home run this year. Two and two the count to Murphy. Nice for the Rangers to come out tonight and grab the early first inning lead. That's what Kansas City did yesterday. Royals got out to a 3-0 lead in the first. It was 5-0 in the second as they chased Jason Jennings. He left with that irritated ulnar nerve. He's still awaiting word on how long, how severe that injury is. But either way, for Jason Jennings now, he's looking at a record of 0-5 and ERA at 8.56. Got a nice crowd here on an 80-degree Wednesday night. Somebody's going souvenir hunting right now. That ball fouled off to the left. Last chance to see the Rangers at home for a while is tomorrow afternoon. It's at 1:05 first pitch. And the Rangers go west. Rangers will have a 3-game weekend series in Oakland. They will play the Mariners for 4 after that. And the same 2 teams turn around and come here. Another foul from Murphy, who's not going away easily. Boy, you got to love this. It's 5 batters in the game tag, and already Bannister's thrown almost 30 pitches.
Yeah, they made him work.
We're going to see a 10th pitch of this at bat with Murphy. Oh, Bannister finally wins out, but the Milton Bradley home run lofted to left has given the Rangers the early jump on Kansas City.
Flying out of Dallas Love Field for business? Southwest Airlines isn't just for short flights anymore. We offer one-stop and connecting flights to Baltimore, Washington, Las Vegas, Los Angeles, Nashville, Orlando, Phoenix, and other destinations across the country. You wanted more flights for business? We got them.
You are now free to move about the country.
2.9% financing, $1,000 cash back. Going on now at the Doug Stanley Ford Used Car Supercenter.
Wait, I can get low financing and cash back on a pre-owned vehicle?
That's right. Get low 2.9% financing, or for the first time ever, get up to $1,000 cash back. You can save thousands on a pre-owned vehicle. Get these deals for the first time ever on our huge pre-owned inventory at Doug Stanley Ford Used Car Supercenter.
New car deals on pre-owned vehicles? I'll be dealing in DeSoto.
There's no crying in baseball because there are no desk jobs in baseball. There's no bad cup of coffee, no water cooler chit-chat, no case of the Mondays. There are no cramped cubicles and no fluorescent lights. And there are no paper jams in baseball. And that's why you could use some more of it.
Rangers lead 2-0. We go to Jim Knox.
All right, thank you, Josh. Nice windy night in the Fox Box. We also have a nice crowd. The place to be. Discount tickets, $12 seats right here in the Fox Box. And call 972 Rangers or log on to TexasRangers.com for tomorrow afternoon's game against the KC Royals. 972 Rangers for your $12 tickets. Also, Dollar Dog Night, and Big Mike, happy about that?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely, and I understand. Yeah, okay, he's happy. I understand we have a birthday here. Whose birthday is it? Really? Are you sure? How old are you?
I'm 6 today.
Okay, any other birthdays? Does what?
Does yesterday's count?
I don't know. Let me ask the guys.
Yes.
Josh, Tom, does yesterday count?
Yep.
Definitely counts.
It counts. Happy birthday. All right. All right, guys. Thank you. Josh.
Judges say yes. Happy birthday, everybody. Just made that kid's day right there. Jose Guillen, who had the 5 RBI game yesterday, bouncing out to Kinsler. And the Rangers enjoying the early 2-0 lead tonight on a $1 hot dog night here at the ballpark. Guillen and Tian, both of them, had big nights last night. Tian had 3 runs batted in to go with Guillen's 5. In fact, 2-3-4 in the order last night, 8 for 15 for Kansas City. That ball whacked foul, 1-1. That's courtesy of Milton Bradley there, son. Milton's first inning home run is what's given the Rangers his 2-zip lead. There's Millwood missing into Tian. Chris Guccione is your home plate umpire tonight. Rangers had issues with Bill Welke last night. Ian Kinsler was ejected in the first inning. He's at third base this evening. And his brother Tim, the crew chief, over there at first. Got 2 Welkes in this one. There is Bill. And Tim across the way. Big brother.
There's been a lot of brothers that have played together in the big leagues as players. pretty remarkable to have two brothers umpiring, though, in the same crew. You can make a case it's harder to be a big league umpire than it is a big league player. There's fewer of them.
The turnover is not easy. You know, once you get that job, you tend to hang on to it for a while.
Not as many people trying to be umpires as there are players, so it's probably not quite accurate to say it that way.
Tian socks one into center. He's got a 1-out hit.
But it is very difficult to become an umpire in the big leagues.
Well, the Welkies, for the most part, both of them kind of universally respected. Native Michiganders. Tim lives in Kalamazoo, Michigan. Billy Butler, the batter. A lot of B's in that sentence. Strike one to the big guy. Then a couple of guys wearing number 16 in this game. Chris Shelton for the Rangers and Billy Butler for these Royals. Are both playing first base, and they are both fairly wide individuals. Brawny. Little looper, and Kinsler galloping back is actually going to make that catch down around the shoe tops.
Now that's one that he might have been able to back up, scoop, and turn a double play on.
Yep.
Because it really wasn't a pop-up or anything, and it was so softly hit, and it almost hit the ground the way it was. Let's see.
I think Ian was mulling that possibility.
I think he was
there.
too. The only risk you run into, if it's got a lot of spin on it and it kicks off your glove, then it doesn't look very good. Safe thing is to make the catch and don't worry about it. Be glad that you got a great pitch from Kevin. Jam Butler to take the out.
Alex Gordon will sail one towards left center field. Murphy won't get it. Now he's going to look towards third, but no throw. Tian goes over there. First and third, 2 down. The guy who's been anointed the next George Brett. I don't know how he doesn't step on his pants as he rounds first base. He's got that kind of new style of wearing the bottom of the pants all the way around the heel of that cleat. I think you're asking for a Chevy Chase style pratfall rounding first wearing it like that, but I'm not exactly in the fashion though, Tag.
No, I'm not in the fashion either, but that doesn't mean you can't have opinions on what looks good and what doesn't look good.
I'm old-fashioned. I like the Ian Kinsler high stirrup look.
Yeah, I'd go with that too.
I think
I like that.
That's
look.
a good baseball look right there.
I'd like to see some blue socks. David Murphy's going with that look too.
Mm-hmm. John Buck, wave and a miss. That loss yesterday for the Rangers, that made it 14 of their last 18 now on the wrong side of the ledger, so they're 9-18 overall. That's what Kansas City was last year for a little bit, 9-18. They're better this year, 12-14. Only one team in their division is over 500. The White Sox are 14-11, and they're in first. Trey Holman's team got out fairly quickly this year, 8-5. But they have dipped a bit since then. Upstairs, 1-2. Right now, the best records in the American League are teams out of the AL West. The Angels and the A's are both 17-11. Next best, somewhat shockingly, would be Baltimore at 15-11. Laird knocks it down, and on to second base on the play is going to be Alex Gordon. So now you've got second and third, and that's too bad because now a little single somewhere might tie the game.
Fitzgerald could do on that. That curveball bounced out in front of him, and then with all the spin, hit his chest and kicked off to his left.
Wild pitch getting Gordon to second. John Buck, this batter, has actually hit very well with runners in scoring position. He's 9 out of 17. That could be 9 out of 18. But watch the wind. Watch the wind. Gerald Laird hangs on to that baseball. Duran almost knocked him over.
Train wreck waiting to happen, because if they don't catch that 2-run score.
Yeah, on a fly ball about 15 feet from home plate. Laird hangs on, though. It stays 2-0.
Ryan frente a Kansas City en el segundo de la serie. La acción, recuerde, usted la puede escuchar en español aquí el día de hoy en su canal 27. La acción de este segundo de la serie con, ya sabe usted la clave, agarre su control remoto, busque el menú, después el zap, lo escucha en español aquí con José Guzmán y su servidor Eleno Ornelas en su canal 27.
The SAP broadcast brought to you by your local Toyota dealer. And at the plate, you've got Rojo Grande. You got Big Red Chris Shelton up from AAA. Got a couple emails yesterday that said he looks a little bit like Rusty Greer, but I'm thinking that's because of the red hair. Shelton 6'1", 215 pounds. As we said about Billy Butler, just a kind of a compact, powerful dude.
Well, Chris didn't get any hits in last night's ball game, but he had some good at bats. He swung the bat fine, put the ball in play.
Lofting that one to right field. And again, let's see what the wind does with the baseballs tonight. That ball drifting, and Tian able to reel it in.
Well, the ball carried a little farther than you thought it might.
Shelton's a tough 0 for 6 since coming up, but how about the next guy? Brandon Boggs, 2 for 2 plus a walk. He's only had 2 big league swings, and he's got 2 singles. One is a lefty, one is a righty. Exhaustive research has told us that the last big leaguer to open his career 2 for 2 with hits from both sides of the plate was a guy named Brett Hemphill of the Angels, who pinch hit for that guy, Matt Walbeck.
Wow.
That was the Angels against the Rangers back in 1999. Now, Brett Hemphill never really did that much after his initial 2 for 2. We're hoping that Brandon Boggs only uses this as a jumping off point. Brandon Boggs launching right field. Welcome to the show, kiddo. Home run!
It's not bad for your first 3 swings.
Batting average of 1,000. Slugging percentage of 2,000.
He got his first hit and his first home run out of the way in a hurry. No suspense about that.
3 big league swings, 2 singles and a home run.
Brian Bannister's already given up more home runs in 2 innings than he gave up all year. Pitch on the inside part of the plate might not even have been a strike.
I don't know if his feet have touched the ground quite yet.
Saw Milton Bradley line a pitch 390 feet to left center field on a pitch that was out of the strike zone. And Brandon might have done the same thing to right field on a pitch that was down and in.
A teammate of not Brandon Boggs, but Wade Boggs, back in the 70s with the Red Sox, a guy by the name of Ted Cox, went 6 for his first 6 in the big leagues. That's what Brandon Boggs is looking for now. He's halfway there. Ted Cox was somewhat infamously dealt to the Indians for Dennis Eckersley and hit .236 for the rest of his inglorious major league career. Eckersley did okay from there. Boy, how exciting is that? 4th round pick out of Georgia Tech from 4 years ago, Brandon Boggs. 3-2 the count to Laird. And kind of re-racking the circumstances tag that got him here in the first place. You had Blaylock go on the DL. The thought was that Germán Durán would simply share some time at third base with Vasquez, and they designated Botts and figured, okay, we'll get another outfielder up here. Nelson Cruz is a guy with 9 home runs down at AAA, but he's not on the 40-man roster. Kevin Mench has major league credentials, and he's a popular player here, but he's not on the major league roster right now. Brandon Boggs is. He got the call. He's 3 for 3 with a home run.
Yeah, it would be interesting to see what would have happened if all 3 were on the big league roster. Not exactly sure what the Rangers' thoughts would have been under those circumstances.
Laird down on strikes.
But I'm all for a young kid who's never been in the big leagues getting an opportunity. The other guys have had some opportunity, especially Cruz. I mean, he's been here a couple of times, got plenty of at-bats. And his success at AAA has never translated in the big leagues. And what is he, 28 years old now? I'm all for Brandon coming up and getting his shot.
Pretty ironic. Boggs replaces Botts. It's almost the same last name. They're both switch hitters. 2 G's instead of 2 T's. Boggs in for Botts. And while Jason never really did get going, boy, Brandon Boggs can't get going much better than this. 3 for 3 with a jack already.
Very efficient with his swings. Hasn't missed one, hasn't fouled one off yet, hasn't made an out with one yet.
And now Germán Durán pegs one into center field for his 3rd big league hit. Boggs has gotten there a little quicker than Durán, but still 2 guys who you really didn't figure would be here in the month of April. They both got hits off a quality right-hander here in Brian Bannister.
Yeah, I don't think Bannister, at least thus far in the game, has the command of his pitches that he'd like to have. We saw him pitch that game in July last year, 7 innings. Didn't look like he made a bad pitch the whole day, but he's got some pitches up in this game. That pitch to Durán looked like a hanging slider.
Well, the Rangers already have in an inning and 2/3 tag what they had against him in 7 innings last time they faced him. That's 4 hits.
4 hits and 3 more runs than they had in 7 innings too.
Kinsler driving one right center field. Wind seemed to knock that one down. Durán goes to 3rd. That is 3 hits in the inning for the Rangers now. 5 for the game.
I think he had hit that ball toward the end of the bat. Gathright with the ball looking like it's carrying well today. Was playing pretty deep in center field, and even with his speed, he couldn't get to this ball. It was one of those big swings, end of the bat. Ball doesn't carry very well. Here comes Gathright, but no chance to catch that little blooper.
We'll see if the Rangers run with Kinsler. He leads the team with 6 steals. Of course, if you run with Kinsler, you run the risk of taking the bat out of the hands of a guy with a 14-game hitting streak. Not that Ian gets caught stealing a lot anyway, but I think that's strategically something in play. The fact that Michael now, over the last 2 weeks, is hitting around .420. Bannister with 15 wins since the beginning of June of last year. Only 3 American League pitchers have done better than that. Chin-Ming Wong, Fausto Carmona, and Javier Vasquez. There's a strike to Young, who now has, as we said, that 14-game hitting streak. Bannister's first 3 games, can't find anything wrong with those. He was 3-0 with an ERA of 0.8. But now his last 3 games, 0-2 with this one pending, and the ERA is around 6. off the plate to Michael Young. "27 years old out of USC, Ryan Bannister. A cum laude graduate of USC. They say his post-game quotes make him sound like he has channeled Bob Costas. Just a stream of consciousness, great vocabulary. As we said earlier, the son of one-time Ranger Floyd Bannister. Down too low. You've got Josh Hamilton coming up, and the bases are loaded. Boy, a little bit better vibe tonight in the second inning than yesterday, huh?
Yeah, well, it helps when your pitcher goes out there and throws up a couple zeros in the first 2 innings.
Bob McClure will head on out and chat it up with everybody.
Haven't heard anything on Jason Jennings. I'm going to go check on that to see how Jason's, if they came up with any further diagnosis on that ulnar nerve.
Bob McClure, a lot of famous teammates for him. George Brett, Harmon Killebrew, Robin Yount, Raleigh Fingers, Paul Molitor, Gary Carter, Ozzie Smith. All right, Bannister has been informed as to this dangerous situation before him. He's going to miss down too low to Josh Hamilton. Hamilton already leading the majors in runs batted in. He's got 3 men on base for him right here. High drive, left center field. That ball's up in the air, up into that jet stream. It is gone! Grand slam! Josh Hamilton!
That looks like the part of the field that you want to get the ball up in the air and hit it to. Both Milton and Josh have really hit the ball hard to left center field, and it looked like those balls just shot out of here. That ball went all the way into the bullpen.
On a windy night here in Arlington, the Rangers in 2 innings have hit 3 home runs off a guy who had allowed just 1 all year.
It definitely got a little more of the plate than he wanted it to.
First career slam at the big league level for Josh Hamilton. And now he's got 32 runs batted in. We're not even in May yet.
Well, Bannister came into the game, as you've already said, Josh, with 33 innings and 1 home run. And already today he's given up 3. It's a bad day to be giving up fly balls to left field, that's for sure.
Hamilton making a run at the all-time record for runs batted in by a Ranger in April. That's Juan Gonzalez's domain. There's a busted bat from Bradley. And with that, the inning ends. But the Rangers slammed a couple of home runs that inning. One literally, the grand slam from Josh Hamilton. And the first big league jack for Brandon Boggs, too. What a great inning that second inning was. Rangers 7 and the Royals nothing. Texas Ranger baseball being brought to you by Dodge, your Texas truck stop. Rangers were leading by a field goal. It's now a touchdown plus the extra point thanks to Josh Hamilton. His grand slam has made it not 3-0 but 7-0 Rangers. 32 runs batted in for Josh Hamilton in 27 games. Very Wando-like. Well, Kevin Millwood, who at times in his Ranger career tag has been victimized by a lack of run support. He cannot file that claim tonight. His teammates getting him 2 in the first and 5 in the second. There's a foul by Pena. In this inning, you've got Pena and Gathright going first, and collectively, I mean, it literally is almost impossible to walk either one of these guys. Pena's not hitting his way on either. He's hitting 139. Chops it to first, absorbed by Shelton. We mentioned yesterday, Pena went close to 250 trips to the plate at one point last year without a walk. And here's Gathright coming up now. He walked on opening day and hasn't walked since.
He's starting his streak. Well, to be a productive on-base percentage guy, you've got to hit a lot if you don't ever walk. Basically, what you're hitting is what your on-base percentage is. And it's too bad, you know, if you're a guy like Gathright with his speed, the name of the game for him is getting on base, trying to take advantage of that.
Yeah, this would be a terrific leadoff hitter if his on-base percentage was better than 250. Showing bunt.
It's going to be hard for Gathright to be an everyday player without increasing his on-base percentage, because power is not part of his game. Speed is his game, and so getting on base is the way to be productive. And the more he gets on base, then the more playing time he'll get. He's got enough versatility as far as playing in the outfield and running to be a big league player, but to be a regular and a frontline big league player, he's going to have to get on base more than he has so far. But it's early in his career.
Duran in on the grass at third. Nothing officially at tag, but the Rangers are mulling the possibility of having to put Jason Jennings on the DL. A.J. Murray's been pulled from his start tonight.
Has he?
And it looks like he would then be available this weekend in Oakland. The Rangers will need a starter in Oakland. That's all conjecture at this point, but wave and a miss by Gathright. Yeah, Jennings, one batter into the third inning yesterday, just kind of made it known that something wasn't quite right. He's trying to bounce back from that arm surgery from this past calendar year. Been a slow road back. Ooh, inside. Starting to rue that impossible to walk comment right now that there's 3 balls on Gathright. No, I stand by what I said. That ball taking off. Look at that. Murphy having a really difficult time playing the wind, and Gathright towards third, diving in there. He's safe.
That's pretty amazing how far that ball went. That gives you an idea what that jet stream's like to left center field. And I don't want to take anything away from Milton's home run or from Josh's home run, but it really appears like a ball up in the air to left center field. It's getting a little bit of help. You can tell by the way David went after that ball. It looked like a lazy fly ball, and that's what it was, to left center field. And David went over to make the catch, and all of a sudden it just takes off and shoots right over his head.
All of a sudden it's like trying to catch a moth.
That thing just, it looked like it went an extra 30 feet. Ends up as a triple on what was a lazy blooper into left center field.
What a helpless feeling that's got to be.
He almost made the catch with a little stab in the dark right at the end.
Well, again, breezy, the operative weather word tonight. Rangers leading 7-0, but yeah, Gath right now at third base. And Grzelcyk with a 1-1 count. In there, 1-2. Rangers had a 10-0 win on Sunday. They've got a 7-0 lead tonight. But the fun interrupted yesterday with that 9-5 loss. Kinsler can't get it. It is now 7-1. And Grzelcyk, who had 4 hits in the game yesterday, was kind of serving one on into center field.
He got a curveball that looked like it stayed up, hung a little bit. If Kevin got this ball down where he wanted it, I think he would have been okay, but the ball stays waist high. And even though Grzelcyk strides early, he holds his hands back far enough to where even though he was fooled on it, he was able to slap it into center field for a little RBI single. Might not have been able to do that if Kevin got the ball down where he wanted it.
Absolutely a good night to keep the ball down, because we're seeing havoc being played with the fly balls tonight. Chopper right into that Ranger dugout. Ron Washington almost got hit by a ball on his birthday yesterday. Very happy that that screen is there in front of him. Not much of a birthday really for Wash yesterday. The team was down big time early. Jennings had to leave with the injury. All right, let's try this again. High fly ball. Watch the wind. Murphy does. He's got the baseball. Millwood into 2008. We've talked about this, Tag, in much better shape. Kevin having bought into that offseason kickboxing program. A couple days a week at Moeller Mixed Martial Arts. He was absolutely a different looking pitcher this year. And the results have been there. You know, as we keep talking about that Cliff Lee of Cleveland, they're saying that's the single biggest difference for him this year, too. He came in much better shape. He's hitting his spots.
Well, he's got another shutout going tonight through 5 innings. CRA is like 0.28. I think he's given up 1 run the whole year.
2 walks against 32 strikeouts now.
That's unbelievable. What a turnaround. Of course, he won 18 games a few years ago.
Yeah, but then he had a kind of like Millwood last year, just had a down year last year. We'll check some other scores for you going forward tonight. Here in Arlington, 7-1 Rangers have already hit 3 home runs. Count goes to 3-1 on Guillen.
Rich Baxter's a Ranger fan watching the game tonight. He's recovering from surgery. Rich, if you're watching, hope your recovery's coming along well. Dave Burchett says hi.
Well, Millwood now has walked Jose Guillen. You don't want to invite the Royals back in this thing. Mark Tien's coming up, the guy that had 3 runs batted in yesterday. Yeah, Cleveland with that 8-0 lead tonight. And Cliff Lee with 5 innings of shutout ball. Yeah, that ERA tag is now 0.25.
It can't go down too much farther. You got to pitch a lot of innings to start getting an 0.25 ERA down. You literally just can't give up a run. It's going to go up.
Tampa Bay with a share of first place in the AL East, leading Baltimore 3-1. Well, you know who's having a great year for them is Eric Hinske. He's hit another home run. He's got 6.
Yeah, he's kind of reinvented himself with Tampa Bay. Got a big contract that's over now. Didn't work out as well as he would have liked it to in Toronto, but found a little niche for himself in Tampa Bay with that young team. If Tampa Bay can win tonight, they could be tied with Baltimore.
.2-0 pitch to Tian. Out of play, 2-1.
Toronto's got a chance to lose 1-0 to Boston for the 2nd straight night.
Yeah, David Ortiz just hit a home run to make it 1-0 in the 7th inning of that game. Roy Halladay lost the 1-0 complete game yesterday. That's 4 straight complete games for Roy Halladay, and he's won only 2 of them. Well, Millwood all of a sudden having a tough time getting the ball down. 3-1 to Tian. Tigers lead the Yankees 5-2. Marcus Thames and Placido Polanco have hit home runs.
Polanco had a big game yesterday. He got off to a terrible start, but a guy that can really hit. Not going to stay cold for long. Looks like he's starting to warm up again. Tigers are starting to play some better baseball.
Got off to that 2-10 start.
You want to go in and play well against the Yankees right now, the way they're knocked around with A-Rod's on the disabled list. Posada's hurt. But they're an older team, and they have to expect injuries. Part of the game when you've got an older team.
Shelton with the backhand leading Millwood. And Kevin pitches through it, giving up just the 1 run. There was that wind-blown triple. But Millwood still cruising right now. 7-1 lead over Kansas City. Folks, you can bring the whole family to a ball game with the Coca-Cola Rangers Family Pack. You get 4 tickets, 4 hot dogs, and 4 soft drinks starting for just $60. Additional person discounts are available. Call 972-RANGERS or go to TexasRangers.com. And a $1 hot dog night tonight. Nice crowd settling in to watch some Ranger baseball. The Rangers leading 7-1 already. See that special price? $1 tonight. Murphy lining one foul out of play. David, who still qualifies as a rookie here in 2008, leading All-American League rookies in things like hits and runs batted in. And assuredly a big inning now for Brian Bannister tag. He needed 30 pitches in both the 1st and the 2nd. And the Royals really need him to come out with a nice lickety-split 3rd inning. High pop up here from Murphy. And Pena puts it away. We talked about Bannister last time out, not to one of his better efforts. Missed a chance to pitch against Toronto. And therefore we did not get that matchup of Bannister against Stairs, unfortunately. Thought you'd like that one.
You like those things.
Oh, I love that. Oh, yeah. That's why we made up the Nerd Alert graphic. Although that one's really more like Dork Alert. Wave and a miss. Our graphics department don't have.
They're
still working on Dork Alert.
Yeah, they're working on that.
I'll get you a nice little Nerd Alert stat here in a moment on these Rangers. We'll try to do at least one a night for the slide rule crowd. Shelton knocks one up out of play. All right. You guys want it?
You've been warned.
All
Here
right.
it comes.
Here it comes.
Ready or not.
Chris Shelton, ladies and gentlemen. In the games that he played at this ballpark against the Rangers, it was literally the best series that any opponent has had against the Rangers statistically in terms of slugging percentage and on base percentage since this ballpark's been open. Because he had 3 homers and 2 triples to go with 2 singles in a 3-game series. You really can't do much better than that.
Pretty tough.
Of course, it was all downhill, unfortunately, for Shelton. I mean, when you start the year 14 for 20 with 6 home runs, you are setting the bar pretty high for yourself.
You can go 0 for 30 and still be hitting 280.
Shelton's on base, draws the walk. Crazy thing is, though, I mean, as just crackling hot as he was in April, by mid-July of that year for the Tigers, he found himself in AAA.
Yeah, that was a tough turnaround for someone that was that hot at the beginning. But he's got a good opportunity here with the Rangers. He's getting some chance to play right now, a chance to play. Playing very well at AAA. And so it's kind of up to him now. If he takes the bull by the horns and goes out and hits the way he's capable of, he can get a lot of playing time. Nice opportunity.
And speaking of cashing in on an opportunity, Brandon Boggs, 3 big league swings. He's got 3 hits, including that. "17 pitches he has seen as a big leaguer now. And the worst thing he's done is he took a strike. Time called because there is all kinds of wind kicking up right now, and it's blowing some of those hot dog wrappers right across the field.
Yeah, between every inning, the kids in the grounds crew come out and pick up all the paper on the field. So they're doing their best to keep that off the field. Some parks you see that stuff blowing around the warning track the whole game, but our guys get rid of it between every inning.
Ball gets away. Shelton rumbles on down to second base on a wild pitch. Boggs continues to make things happen up there.
He uses his swings very wisely. If he doesn't like it, he takes it, and when he likes it, he gets a base hit or a home run.
Turn him loose, 3-0.
Yeah, why not? Well, no, it's 7-1. Probably not. Probably not.
He will take a strike. Well, for a guy who was in AAA essentially as of yesterday morning, 3 for 3 with a walk is not too bad. Strike 2.
That was almost the same pitch he hit a home run on right there.
Boggs and Shelton were with the Oklahoma team in Portland, Oregon. In fact, they were at the Portland, Oregon airport when they got the word. So the Oklahoma team had just landed. They were simply told to change terminals. Boggs rips another one, but this one is foul.
Close. Almost 4 swings, 4 hits.
That's his first big league swing that has not been a hit. That's the previous at bat there. And here's this at bat. The kid delivers again. Shelton held at third. Boggs is 4 for 4. I think we got a little something here, Tag.
We got a 4 for 4, that's for sure.
Those number 41 jerseys are going to be jumping off the shelves here. Who knew? Brandon Boggs.
Well, maybe he's this year's Marlon Byrd. Who knows? Hit a pretty good pitch, actually. Down and in. Barely a strike. Nice swing at it. He doesn't have a lot of wasted motion in his swing. He hits from a pretty much a standstill, really. Has a short swing, quick bat. So far, so good.
We will scramble to see if indeed a Ranger has ever debuted 4 for 4. Got a handful of 2 for 2s that spring immediately to mind, but boy, 4 for 4 that's an outlier. And again, Ted Cox of the Red Sox about 30 years ago, he went 6 for his first 6. That is thought to be the standard.
Now Brian is not having a good night tonight. He's already thrown 80 pitches in 2 1/3 innings. That's a lot of pitches to jam into a short period of time. 80 pitches over 6 innings is not bad, but 80 pitches in 2 1/3 putting a lot of strain on your arm. Just hasn't had the command that he's had all year, or the command that he had that game in July that he pitched against the Rangers last year.
Royals get Joel Peralta up in the bullpen. First and third, just one out for Laird. He's going to bloop one foul. We ran through some American League scores. One final we didn't get to. The White Sox with a 4-3 win over Chicago. Though Carlos Quentin hit his 7th home run of the year already for the White Sox. National League, Washington over Atlanta in 12, 3-2. Atlanta actually scored 1 in the 12th to go ahead, but the Nationals came back with 2 in the bottom of the inning. Giants beat the Rockies 3-2. The Rockies now 11-17. Of course, they were 11-17 last year too. They went on to win the National League pennant.
They got hot at the right time, right at the end, carried it all the way through.
That was astounding.
I don't think you would have expected on beginning of May for Troy Tulowitzki to be hitting what he's hitting. He's around 150 or 160 right now.
He left the game yesterday with an injury.
Did he?
Yeah. There's a strike to Laird, 2-2. Arizona beat Houston 8-7. And the Cardinals over Cincinnati 5-2. One-time Ranger farmhand Edwin Encarnacion, his 7th home run of the year. Inside corner. Ooh, Laird didn't like it. Chris Guccione said so, though. Yeah, I think Gerald's got a little bit of an argument there.
You know, some of them are just off the corner, and I think that's just normal margin of error. That one appeared to be a definite inside pitch. You could tell the way Buck caught that ball and brought the glove back into the strike zone. He knew it was out of the strike zone, and maybe did a pretty good job of selling that pitch to the umpire.
Now an outside corner strike here to Duran. Ripping a foul back. We got a delivery of tamales before the game from a guy that knows Herman from his Little League days near Fort Worth.
Yeah, that's our friend Jose Contreras, not the pitcher for the White Sox either.
No.
Jose's brought us up some tamales from time to time. This year it was enchiladas. Jose, we really appreciate that. Jose is a big Ranger fan.
Up too high to Duran. Yeah, Bannister is going to be near 90 pitches.
That's a lot of pitches in 3 innings.
For 3 innings. Remember, Carlos Silva had that complete game with 74 pitches a couple of years ago.
I can't imagine they're going to send Bannister back out for the 4th inning with that many pitches in 3 innings. He's been terrific all season long, but he just came out tonight, probably didn't feel like he had his best stuff, and then didn't have the command with his pitches tonight either. Came into the game 4th in the American League with a 248 earned run average and a 195 opponent's batting average.
Dug out of the dirt by Buck. Yeah, he's just, I don't know, maybe just due for a clunker. And the Rangers are happy he's having it tonight. Mr. 4 for 4 takes his lead over there at first. That's young Brandon Boggs. Shelton down the line at third. Fly ball from Duran. Gathright looking for it. Makes that catch to end the inning. But Brandon Boggs 4 for his first 4 in the big leagues. Gotta love that. 7-1 Rangers tonight. Rangers whipping up on the Royals right now, 7-1 as we get to the 4th inning. We go to Jim Knox.
All right, thank you, Josh. Hey, here he is, the great Jim Sundberg, along with a lot of his friends. Hey, you guys having a good time? Yeah, of course they are. And they're also excited because the All-Star balloting begins tonight, and Jim Sundberg of the Rangers here to tell us all about that.
Yeah, Jim, I tell you, I'm punching out Michael and Ian and Hank and Josh, and we're going and right next to me here, John, he's got some hanging chads. We're going to try to make sure that they're all cleaned off on this document. We're going to turn it in.
Okay, it's in the Florida balloting, is it?
Yeah, it's somewhere in there. I mean, he comes in from anywhere.
Okay, now before the game, Michael Young, of course, hoping to get back in that All-Star game, and I think Ranger fans can rightfully vote him in, along with a lot of other people around the baseball world, before the game on the field to officially kick this thing off.
That's right, and of course Michael with the string of 200 hits in a season going, and is now in a 14-game hitting streak. We got Josh that's really putting up some big numbers, and we've got some guys that the fans can get behind.
Yeah, of course, another great story is back in the good old days, Jim Sundberg, a 3-time All-Star. See, 1974 AA, then you make the All-Star team, but you're still bitter, I understand, because it should have been 6, right?
I'm really bitter. Some of my friends have me at 8. I think 6. Counseling still is ongoing, but I'm down to about once a month, so I'm going to be okay. I think I'm going to be fine.
Okay, good.
I'm going to be great.
All right, good to see you, Jim, and good to see everyone else. Thank you, Josh.
Thank you, Sonny. One of the very first Ranger All-Stars. In there, Billy Butler. See you later. Sonny and Jeff Burroughs in 1974 both were invited, but neither actually had an at-bat. In the game in '73, which was actually played in Kansas City, you had Dave Nelson and Jim Spencer representing the Rangers.
Butler didn't like the call, but it did catch the top of the strike zone on the outside corner.
MVP of that '73 All-Star game was Bobby Bonds.
And Jim Spencer was a good teammate of Jim and me.
That's weird that the first ever Ranger All-Star game at bat was by a guy who really didn't play that much or that long for the Rangers, but you're right, a great guy, Jim Spencer.
Unfortunately, Jim had a heart attack and passed away 3 or 4 years ago at a really young age, maybe 5 years ago. Jim lived in Maryland. We used to see him when we went into Baltimore. Good guy. We miss him.
Again, the wind an issue tonight. But there is Brandon Boggs.
I think all the outfielders, when the ball goes up in the air, they're a little more cautious than on a normal night where you can track a lazy fly ball pretty easily. But tonight, they're not taking anything for granted. They're making sure. They saw what happened to David on that fly ball that Gathright hit to left center field. And make sure it doesn't happen to them.
Tag, just to finish the thought on the All-Stars, Ranger fans might be saying, what about 1972 when the team was first here? Toby Harrell was named to the squad as a replacement for Louis Aparicio. So officially, I guess Toby was the first Ranger All-Star, but Toby then got hurt, and Bobby Grich replaced him. So The first Ranger to actually get in an All-Star game. You had to wait until 1973. It was Dave Nelson who played the field but didn't bat. And Jim Spencer got that pinch hit assignment. Millwood, who's been in the All-Star game himself. That was the one that was played at Fenway. He pitched a scoreless inning for the National League in '99. That was one of the great All-Star game moments, I think, when they had Ted Williams come out.
Definitely.
And get with all those All-Stars.
Yeah, I liked watching that. I'm sure Ted enjoyed that.
Wave and a miss by Buck, 2-2. By the way, thanks to those fans who emailed me and let me know that I said the White Sox beat Chicago today. I meant they beat Minnesota. My bad. Ooh, just outside. Millwood thought he might have had that. 3-2.
Looks like Seattle scored off Cliff Lee. They got 3 runs in the 7th inning anyway. Could have quadrupled his ERA today.
Let's check and see if they were Ernie's. Hang on.
A little bit outside, number 5.
3-2 delivery. Got him. Millwood hums it by him. A frustrated John Buck turns left. Left turn, Clyde. 7-1 Texas. So we go to the bottom of the 4th.
He's been known to cure narcolepsy just by walking into a room. His organ donation card also lists his beard. He's a lover, not a fighter. But he's also a fighter, so don't get any ideas. He is the most interesting man in the world.
I don't always drink beer, but when I do, I prefer Dos Equis. Stay thirsty, my friends.
Folks, bring any regular or diet Dr. Pepper can to the Rangers ticket office for half-price tickets to Ranger home games. Some restrictions do apply. For more information, call 972-RANGERS. Rangers have already chased a tough pitcher tonight. Brian Bannister lasting only 3 innings, throwing 30 pitches in the first, 30 more in the second, 30 more in the third. And now Joel Peralta comes on. Rangers already leading 7-1. Top of the order, Ian Kinsler will take a strike. Peralta got a lot of work last year for Kansas City. In fact, he was a third of an inning shy of leading the league in innings pitched by relievers. You combine 06 and 07, Tag, he ate up 160 innings out of the bullpen for Kansas City.
Yeah, pretty good. He was a waiver claim from the Angels and has made a nice niche for himself in the bullpen for Kansas City.
And you know what to do when you find a niche.
No, tell me.
Well, Ralphie boy, you scratch it. Yeah. That's the worst Art Carney imitation ever. I apologize.
I knew who it was as soon as you said Ralphie.
Well, wave and a miss by Kinsler.
Good splitter right there.
Yeah,
bottom dropped out of it.
Disappeared on Ian. The Rangers have already belted 3 home runs tonight. Milton Bradley, a 2-run shot. Brandon Boggs, a solo, his first in the big leagues. And Josh Hamilton, his first career grand slam. Josh now has 32 runs batted in. And we're not even at the end of April yet. Although we will be soon. Not a moment too soon. The Rangers 9-18 this month. Looking forward to flipping that calendar, and I know there are no actual mulligans. You actually have to keep your 9-18, but Rangers hoping to get it going now.
Well, Josh hasn't missed many RBI opportunities. Seems like almost every time you put the runners out there, he's brought them home.
Wearing his RBI total right there, 32. Michael has been on base a couple times. Now behind, no balls, 2 strikes. On the scoreboard, Toronto's come back to tie Boston 1-1 in the 8th inning. There's that split again from Peralta. Cubs are hammering Milwaukee 7-1 tonight. That game's in the 4th inning. Dodgers all over Florida 8-1 in the 8th inning tonight. San Diego leading in Philadelphia 4-2. The Padres have had a tougher time scoring runs than these Kansas City Royals. San Diego's just 10-17, but tonight former Ranger Adrian Gonzalez with a home run. Kevin Kuzminoff with a home run. But Chase Utley is hit number 11 for the Philadelphia Phillies.
Yeah, Chase Utley, I think he was going to be the MVP last year if he didn't get hurt. He's going to make up for it this year.
The splitter polishing off another hot-hitting Ranger, this time Michael Young.
Well, that's a good pitch if you can control it. Works like a changeup, and it's got the excellent movement right at the end when it drops. A pretty good pitch for him.
Josh Hamilton, 67 total bases already this year. That leads the American League. 2 away from the all-time Ranger record now for the month of April. He got 4 total bases right here. That RBI record is in sight now too for the month of April. Juan Gonzalez in 98.
That year Juan had 100 RBIs at the All-Star game. Must have been.
The rare wave and a miss from Josh, 0-2. As big a guy as he is, he really does not swing and miss that much. He looks like the kind of guy that would, kind of like Richie Sexson, just kind of air it out.
Well, he doesn't take that kind of swing. He's got a much shorter swing. And I've never talked to him about it, but it really appears like he takes pride of being a good 2-strike hitter. He's not trying to hit a ball in the upper deck to right field with 2 strikes. He's just trying to make solid contact. And the advantage he has hitting like that is he's so strong. He doesn't have to swing hard or have a big swing to hit the ball 400 feet. He just got to hit it on the good part of the bat. The rest takes care of itself.
Like Jim Thome or Ryan Howard, another couple of lefties like that. But those guys strike out a lot.
Yeah, Tome's got a big swing, and he is trying to hit a home run on every pitch. I don't see him shortening up. But Josh's swing is so quick that he can wait on the ball and get a better look at it and still put it in play.
Rolls that one over, and the Rangers are down in order for the first time tonight, but they're enjoying a 7-1 lead at the end of 4th. It is UT Arlington night tonight, and we check our Ford leaderboard. Let's see who's on top there. The UTA career batting leaders. Hey, Royals manager Trey Hillman's pretty close. We're going to see Hunter Pence when the Houston Astros come in 3 weeks. Ryan Roberts is at the Rangers AAA affiliate right now in Oklahoma City. But there is Trey Hillman, who actually interviewed for the Rangers managerial gig in November of '06. His dad was a junior high school principal. He used to sell Ranger tickets at Old Arlington Stadium. And there's a little resume on Trey Hillman back before he grew out the goatee. Went undrafted as a player despite being all Southland Conference. He did play 3 years of minor league ball for the Indians. And he became a coach and a manager, mostly in the Yankees minor league system. Managed the likes of Bernie Williams and Derek Jeter. Jorge Posada. That ball in a right field, taking off on Milton Bradley, who does not have it. He thought he did. He doesn't. Tony Peña's on.
Well, Tony hit that ball hard. It looked like he was going to get nothing to show for it. He's really struggling at the plate, hitting 139, and all of a sudden he hits a rope. And it looked like that ball took off on Milton too. Milton thought he was going to have to come in, and looked like he was planning on catching it about waist high, and that ball just took off on him too.
Well, Milton hit a ball that took off all the way out of the ballpark earlier tonight. That's going to be an error charge to Milton.
I mean, that's a tough error, because to the naked eye it looks like, well, he misjudged it. That's an error, but you don't know exactly what's going on with those swirling winds out there. And Milton's a good outfielder. He's a center fielder. And when he comes in for a ball like that, you have to think something weird happened to it as far as the conditions go to make it take off like that.
And sure enough, the wind has been causing all kinds of chaos tonight. One strike to Gathright. He had the wind-blown triple in the third inning. David Murphy pretty much in the same spot now that he was then.
Yeah, they're not playing deep. Brandon Boggs is shallow and left.
Texas with 2 runs in the first tonight, 5 in the second. Royals chip back with 1 in the third, and that's where we are now, 7-1 as we play here in the 5th. Blooped out of play, 2-2. Tomorrow, Sidney Ponson on the mound for the Rangers. Zach Greinke goes for KC. It's a 105 first pitch. And the Rangers hit the road after that. On the ground is short. Young to Kinsler. Kinsler fires it, but too late. Gathright plenty of speed. That is a fielder's choice.
Yeah, you can give it a shot, but it's almost just practice trying to turn it on that kind of a ball with Gathright running. Get 1 at second, and anything at first, I think you're going to have to depend on a pulled hamstring to get Gathright at first base on that ball.
They're down 7-1. Are they thinking about running with Gathright at all?
You know, there's different philosophies on that. I think to make things happen in a game like this, you probably aren't afraid to run like maybe you were 30 or 40 years ago. When you've got a guy like Gathright, that's his game. Rather than wait for a couple of hits to score him, let him steal, score a run, use the John Blake peck-away theory, get back in the game. I think you see it occasionally. It's not traditionally what you would do when you're down by 6 runs.
The Royals not a team, and they've never really been a team that can wait for that 3-run home run like Earl Weaver used to espouse. Fly ball from Grunzelanek. And Bradley, a basket catch this time. You know, the Royals have never had a 40 home run hitter. The best they've ever had was Steve Balboni. Bye-bye Balboni. Had 36 in 1985.
I love what Milton just did. Milton caught the ball. I would say 99.9% of the time, an outfielder flips the ball to an infielder. Watch what Milton does with this ball. He just fires a strike right to Kevin Millwood.
He's not taking any chances with this wind here.
Usually you just kind of flip it to the infielders, let them run it back in. He just turned right to the mound and fired it right straight to Kevin.
Runner goes, and Laird, well, Laird couldn't get the throw away. Gathright in there.
I think you're more apt to do it maybe with 2 outs where, okay, it looks like it's going to be tough to get a big rally going with 2 outs, so you steal a base and maybe hope to get a base hit and sneak a run in right here. I think Gerald would like the challenge to get him. If he can get a real good pitch to throw on him, he knew he had to get rid of it quickly, so he rushed it.
Rangers in the bottom of the 5th will send up Bradley, Murphy, and Shelton. And the rookie sensation Brandon Boggs due 4th in the inning. He's 4 for 4 in the big leagues.
Get a chance to make some of the highlight shows tonight if he keeps doing this.
3-0 to David DeJesus. Dodgers now leading Florida 10-1. That game in the 8th. Cubs up on Milwaukee 8-1.
Dodgers are starting to play a little bit better.
Yeah, they're coming on for Joe Torre.
Be their 5th win in a row tonight. Catching Arizona might be tough, though. Arizona's 19-8.
And a 5.5 game lead in the NL West. That one scrapes the corner, 3-1. Tom, you reported earlier Cliff Lee is mortal. He has given up a 3-run home run to Vladimir Ballantine of Seattle, so that ERA has gone from 0.25 to 0.96 with 1 swing.
It almost has quadrupled with 1 swing of the bat, 3 earned runs.
Longest 3-1 count ever right here. DeJesus has stepped out twice. Millwood has stepped off twice. Worth the wait for Millwood, 3-2. This is a very leisurely at bat right here.
It really is.
And a foul ball.
But DeJesus walks out of the batter's box after every pitch.
Which in theory.
You know how to keep a batter from doing that? Call him out if he steps out of the batter's box. They try to speed the game up.
Supposedly, they're supposed to be cracking down on this, but I don't see much cracking down on this. I'm not picking on DeJesus.
There's no reason to be standing where he's standing right now.
What's he doing?
Get in the batter's box and do it.
Bernie Williams was the champion at that. And after all that, a walk. Jose Guillen will come up now. He had walked only 3 times all year, but now has walked twice in this series. Now it gives us time to check some other scores, I guess. On this very windy night here at the ballpark, you got Tampa Bay blasting Baltimore tonight 8-1. That's in the 8th inning. Toronto and Boston tied 1-1 in the 9th. Ground ball. Kinsler with a dive. Gets up. He got his man. Great play by Kinsler.
That's a big time play right there. That showed a lot of range and a full out dive. Even though the ball wasn't hit hard, that took an RBI hit away from Guillen. That's a beautiful play.
Keeps the game 7-1. Texas Ranger Baseball brought to you by your Texas Ford dealers. Ford is the best in Texas, and by Southwest Airlines. With Southwest, you're now free to be more productive. Visit southwest.com. Tom, in between innings, I was just over talking to Jim McKeon, who's an umpire supervisor, longtime Major League umpire, asking him about the directive to try to get players like DeJesus from not taking walks outside the batter's box. Here's a bunt from Milton Bradley, and the ball gets away. Milton is on with a bunt. Rangers leading 7-1, and Milton surprises everybody, bunting his way aboard.
Well, the good part about that bunt is it looks like Milton's hamstring is okay. Otherwise, I don't think he'd bunt and sprint to first base like that. So that's good news right there. It looks like Milton is 100% healthy.
And they are going to score that a base hit. Anyway, talking to Jim McKeon, he says the directive is actually in the minors right now. They're trying to, I guess, cultivate a new culture of ball players that'll learn not to do that. So they'll enforce it in the minor leagues, for a guy not to step out and just hang out for 20 seconds.
Well, that's probably a good idea. You get kids that can be molded. It's hard to do it at the big league level when guys are used to a certain style. That's not a bad idea. I'll go along with that.
Murphy's going to take on the inside corner. Now, Jim McKeon, a guy that spent a little more than 25 years umpiring in the big leagues. He used to play a little CFL football, too. Murphy pokes that one to right field. That takes off, and that ball is gone.
Look at that.
Wow.
The ball is flying out of here tonight. He just reached out and yanked the line drive, and it went about 350 feet right out of the ballpark.
Because of the windy conditions here, they're kind of loath to shoot off major fireworks tonight. So they're not exactly sending bottle rockets into the air here, but David Murphy's second home run this year follows a bunt from Milton Bradley. Looked like that ball was off the end of the bat, and it just kept going. A bunt and a blast, and the Rangers lead 9-1.
Yeah, that does not really look like a home run swing right there. Of course, David's got some pretty good strength. It doesn't mean you can't hit the ball hard, but it looked like that ball just shot out of here once it got up in the air.
Tian looking at it like, oh, come on. In there to Shelton now, 1-2. So Murphy, who's got a share of the big league lead for doubles with 11. I was thinking maybe another double right there off the bat.
Yeah, I thought maybe to get over his head. Thought the same thing.
1-2 to Shelton now. He's going to hit one up in the air, which, as we've said, is an adventure tonight, but that one's definitely back in the crowd. The rookie flash is on deck, Brandon Boggs. He's become just the second Ranger ever to start 4 for 4 in the big leagues. We're told that Jose Hernandez is the only other guy to do it back in 1991. No Rangers ever started 5 for 5. Boggs will be bidding to become the first. Shelton did not offer. Well, the Rangers sure have a lot of younger players now. Shelton mid-20s. Saltalamacchia is still 22. Will soon be 23. Ooh, late swing right there. Shelton becomes the first out of the inning. Murphy had the home run moments ago. We got some other home runs to tell you about tonight. Milton Bradley went first. We've already talked about Brandon Boggs and Josh Hamilton, the grand slam. 1, 2, 3. Those were the first 3 off Bannister, and there's Murphy's number 4.
That's not the position you want to be in to launch a home run right there, but it sure worked for David pretty well. Holy cow.
He actually missed one. I can't believe it. That does not seem possible.
I guess he's only human.
25-year-old switch hitter Brandon Boggs out of Marietta, Georgia. Now we'll see what kind of 0-2 hitter he is. Again, essentially it's Boggs for Botts on the roster here. One switch hitter replacing another. Jason seems fairly philosophical about his future, knowing that it's probably going to be with another organization, and he feels like he's still got something to offer.
Jason could be in the position where he clears waivers and still is property of the Rangers, though.
Boggs now has made his first out in the big leagues. He is merely an .800 hitter.
I think when Jason was asked if he thought he got a fair chance with the Rangers, he said, yes, I got a fair chance with the Rangers. It just hasn't worked out. I've been here a long time. I think what he's saying is maybe the best thing for me is to go get a new start in another organization. I don't think when he says that he means anything negative toward the Rangers. That's just the reality of his situation as he sees it. And from the Rangers standpoint, I think they still view him as a guy that can go to AAA and help the AAA team after they've lost a lot of players here to the AAA team. They've lost them to the big leagues. The AAA team has lost them.
Laird down 0-1. Peralta's come on, and of the 5 outs that he's achieved, 4 of the 5 on strikeouts. Boy, this could be the night of the blowout in baseball. The Cubs up 12-1 on Milwaukee. Dodgers up 13-1 on Florida. The Pirates have beaten the Mets 13-1. Right here it is 9-1. That ball, this could be an adventure too. Caught near the wall.
He had a couple adventures over there against the wall in last night's game. That time he, after the experience from last night, made the play.
Rangers do bank a couple more here in the 5th on a David Murphy home run. It's 9-1 Texas.
Explore Day Baseball. Explore Dollar Hot Dog Night. Explore big hits against division rivals. Explore all the 23 flavors of Dr. Pepper that give it that rich, bold taste. Then redeem the can for half-price tickets to most April and May Rangers home games. There's more to explore when you combine ice-cold, refreshing Dr. Pepper with great Rangers baseball. Get details at TexasRangers.com or redeem using Dr. Pepper as your coupon code.
All kids 13 and under are invited to sign up for the Dr. Pepper Junior Rangers Club. You get ticket vouchers, a drawstring backpack, wristbands, cap, monthly gifts, an invite to the Meet the Rangers series. To sign up, just go to TexasRangers.com. And a nice crowd on a Wednesday night. Dollar hot dog night tonight. And something that needs a spork apparently is being enjoyed as well. That's half a spoon, half a fork there, Tom. The spork.
That.
Yeah.
I saw that. I've used a spork before.
Why do they call it why can't they call it a foon? It's the same thing. Half a fork, half a spoon. That's a staple of the 4th grade lunchroom, though, the spork.
Just saves having to have 2 separate utensils.
Nobody's come up with a fife yet. Combination fork and knife. 2-0 the count to Mark Teahan. Rangers up 9-1. It'll be Tian, Butler, and Gordon here against Kevin Millwood. Run support certainly not an issue for Millie tonight. The Rangers have clobbered 4 home runs. Well, they've clobbered a couple, and the wind has helped out on a couple.
I think all the balls have been hit well. It's just some have had, it appears from here anyway, to have had a little help.
Run support is getting there for Kevin Millwood.
But I'd say most of the guys have had balls that they've hit this year. Maybe in Seattle when it was cold. You know, David had a ball. I'm trying to think where he hit that ball. It might have been here, where you just get all of it and it doesn't go anywhere. Ends up being an out. So a night like this helps to even those off, where you've lost some that you might have hit well enough to be a home run. Now David hit his in Detroit, where it's 420 to center field. He hit about 410 feet dead center field, nothing but an easy out. So tonight you hit one that maybe would have been off the wall or short hop the wall on a normal night, turns into a home run.
Flared foul by Tian.
The other side of it is Kansas City hasn't hit any.
Yeah, that's right. Well, as we've said, they've kind of been power challenged, these guys, for a while. A couple of years ago, at one point, believe it or not, they had 31 hits in a row that were all singles. That is tough to do.
Well, you think one of them would be just stretched into a double.
Yeah. Tough to score a lot of runs when it's just a handful of singles here and there.
Well, that's why you have to, you have to have some courage on the bases to steal some bases, because it's tough to string enough singles together to have big innings. You need so many of them.
Ground ball, Kinsler surrounds another one.
Boy, that was a definite ground hunter there. That ball didn't even bounce. Looked like a pool ball.
Billy Butler will come to the plate, but first we go to Jim Knox.
All right, thank you, Josh. Hey, with the Chi Megas here at TCU, guys having a good time, right? Huh? Yeah, of course. And they're also helping out a good cause. Lizzie Dow is here to tell us about that. What's this all about, Lizzie?
Tonight we're here to raise money for the Make-A-Wish Foundation. The Rangers sold us tickets and they reserved the spot for us. And half the proceeds are going to Make-A-Wish, and that is our sorority's philanthropy.
And your goal is to help grant 2 wishes?
Yes. By the end of this year, we want to have accumulated enough money to grant 2 wishes for 2 children.
Very good. Give yourself a hand there. Nice job. And also, they got to be extremely happy because the last day of school today, huh? How about that? All right, girls, good to have you out here. Thank you very much. Josh.
School's out for summer. School's out forever. Wait, on April 30th? Is that right? Where's our tuition money going, Ted?
Mine's already been spent.
Oh, touche. Butler with a foul back, 1 and 2. Not that you and I are combining to send children to college. I want to make that clear.
No, but that's a very nice cause that they have there.
Yes, it is. One and 2 to Billy Butler. That ball to right field for Milton Bradley.
See, that ball didn't go anywhere. Kind of went out there with a thud.
You know, Milton's got, I mean, the more you watch Milton, you begin to appreciate his very quiet, almost droll sense of physical humor. You know, I mean, just the way he ran that last ball in, the way he just kind of cradled that last one on this windy night tonight. Remember when he stepped over the that seam on the AstroTurf in Toronto that had tripped him up?
That's the one I like. That shows a definite sense of humor.
Alex Gordon's going to try out Milton Bradley too. Milton coming on. He locks up another one.
There's a quick inning for Kevin. That might get him another inning. 95 pitches right now.
9-1 Rangers. Bottom of the 6th coming up.
Boy, chili cheese cone is only 99 cents.
99
It's a good deal, huh?
Definitely getting that. Say hello to my little friend George Washington.
Oh, nice. Nice. You gonna pay?
Nope. Just wanted you to say hi. So,
great.
George, this is Pete. I've been telling you about. Now get back in there.
I'd love to see you again.
99-cent regular chili cheese coney. Now at Sonic. A hearty dose of Sonic deliciousness for just 99 cents. And stop in for happy hour. Half-price fountain drinks and slushes every day from 2 to 4 p.m.
Time for the Sonic Slam inning. It is brought to you by Sonic. The jackpot worth $900 plus tickets to a Ranger game and dinner for two at Sonic. The Rangers are hitting for Clairo Serna of Garland. If a Ranger hits the grand slam this inning, we're giving away $25,000. You can register at any North Texas Sonic restaurant. Germán Durán about to lead off, and he will do that against Yasuhiko Yabuta. I'm not making that up. That is the new pitcher for the Kansas City Royals, just into the ball game. The call to the bullpen brought to you by Time Warner Cable, the power of you. Not too many guys with the initials YY in the big leagues, but here's one of them, the 34-year-old from Japan. 12-year veteran of the Japanese leagues, mostly a middle reliever over there.
Well, they call it like two J's. They call that guy JJ. I wonder if they call this guy YY.
YY, or maybe Y squared. He was a success at that World Baseball Classic the couple of years ago. He struck out Johnny Damon and Derek Lee and A-Rod all in one inning. Do I need to say he was pitching for Japan, or is that kind of implied?
I would kind of take it for granted that he was.
All right. Esteban Germán comes into the ball game to play some second base. So we've got a Germán at second base and a Germán at the plate, and potentially a Germán in the bullpen. Franklin Germán for the Rangers. That's the big German, Franklin Germán. One Germán, two Germáns, and three Germáns. The 2-1 pitch. It's Germán past Germán, and you gotta love that. Now we just need a whole bunch of Durans. That's 2 hits for Germán Durán tonight. He gets the call at third base in place of Hank Blaylock.
He looks like a good line drive hitter. He has a short swing. He's trying to hit the ball hard back through the middle.
Some of the scouts that saw him play in that Texas Collegiate League a couple summers ago likened him to a young Placido Polanco. Yeah, and I like that comparison a lot.
I do too. I could compare those two swings. I think they're comparable. That's a good call right there.
Fouled away by Kinsler up into the crowd. Those are some tight sleeves that Yabuta is featuring right there. Looks like a superhero. On the ground to short. It goes 6-4-3, the double play. Yabuta gets ahead of Kinsler and finishes him off. That's only the 20th double play the Rangers have hit into this year. They have turned 36. Michael Young now, who earlier extended his hitting streak to 14 games in a row. It's a night where the Royals got only 3 innings from their starter. The usually very successful Brian Bannister.
I think you just chalked that up to a bad night for Brian. He's been pitching great for the Royals this year. Had a nice season for him last year too, but Every now and then you have one like that. Tonight the conditions weren't great for any pitcher.
Boy, even with teeing shaded way around to right, Michael Young drops one in there for another hit. So he's 2 for 3 tonight. He's now got 25 hits in his last 14 games. And if he's not careful, he's going to be hitting 320 pretty soon.
Better be careful. You don't want that.
Oh, you'd really hate to see that.
You want to go right past that to like 330. Don't stop at 220.
Josh Hamilton hasn't stopped. He's at 336 right now. And he's coming up right here. Squibbed along to third. Oops, C-Daisy. Pena with a bare hand, but only after it tipped off of Gordon. And Josh Hamilton happy to take that. Brings Milton Bradley to the plate. If that's going to be an error, that will be only the 12th all year on Kansas City, and it is. I'm putting in the call for Milton right here.
Why not?
He's already got a 2-run home run tonight. Also a bunt single tonight. After all, it is blowout night in baseball this evening. We mentioned Pittsburgh 13-1 over the Mets. The Dodgers 13-1 over the Marlins. One big swing here from Milton. It is 12-1 in Arlington. Kevin Millwood's gone all the way. A 4-hitter for the Rangers tonight. Out in front, 1-2. It is beginning to look like the rubber game of the series will be played tomorrow afternoon. Rangers lost 9-5 yesterday. They're up 9-1 tonight. Rip and a miss. Ooh, Milton. Oh, wow, that's impressive anger right there.
I've seen that before, but it always amazes me that someone can take a bat over their leg and break it right in half.
Boy, that's scary to watch. 9-1 Rangers at the end of 6. Kevin Millwood granted a 9-1 lead tonight. It has been a great night for Ranger home runs. Really a bad night for toupee wearers, I would think, tonight, the way the wind is kicked up. We have seen all kinds of trash swirling here and there.
That would be funny if you looked out the window and a toupee went flying by instead of a popcorn bag.
Unless it was your toupee or something. Not that you wear one, not that I wear one, and not that there's anything wrong with that. But
no. I might try that someday.
I would like to see you with a great big Jack Lord looking hairpiece.
Mel Kiper Jr.
Yes, Mel Kiper Jr. Buck, who very frustratedly struck out not too long ago. Though he did not snap his bat clear over his knee like Milton Bradley did a moment ago. Ooh, look out on 0-2 to hit him. Now Millwood's the guy who's frustrated. He had him right where he wanted him, and he's up 9-1, but he hit him.
Oh, if there's ever a time where a guy gets hit by a pitch and you absolutely know it wasn't on purpose, that's it right there.
You're up by 8 runs and it's 0-2.
I doubt very much that that was intentional.
To a guy who's hitting 208.
In fact, most of the time it's not. Because sometimes you don't know for sure.
Tony Pena reached on an error earlier. He's going to swing and foul one here. Millwood right at 100 pitches now, and I mean, any time that you get to 100 pitches and that strikes total is somewhere in the 60s, that is outstanding. Trying to get to some emails here in the top of the 7th inning. Get you that email address in a moment too. Got one from our friend Adam. Wants to know, what does that stat WHIP stand for? WHIP. That is walks and hits added together per innings pitched.
Yep.
So if you give up a walk and a hit in one inning, you've got a WHIP of 2.0. 2 divided by 1. If you would like to email the booth, you go online, foxsports.com. Well, obviously, you go online if you want to email, but foxsports.com, and the keyword is email Rangers. No space in between the email and the Rangers. On the ground near third and under the glove of a diving Duran. Buck goes to third. Pena into second. That was just perfectly placed right there. You got second and third. Nobody out.
Well, Pena's been struggling. He's feeling pretty good about getting a base hit. That was a high curveball. Looked like he was fooled by it a little bit, but he was able to get the bat on it because of the location of the pitch.
Gathright, with only 1 run batted in this year, has a chance to do some damage now. Second and third, nobody out. Rangers bullpen will begin to stir. There's some damage. There's a base hit into left. First and third, and nobody out, and a run in.
That ball was a little lower. They had a chance to double the runner off second base right there. Looked like Pena was far enough off the bag where Kinsler could have snuck in and got a double play. Ball just barely over Duran's head. Pena's first, he probably could have gotten back. He actually paused and saw it go over his head.
Mark Connor will head out to the mound. First time that Goose has had to go out there tonight. Frankie Francisco getting ready in the Ranger pen. Well, Tampa Bay and Baltimore have gone final, and both those teams are now 15 and 12 because the Rays beat the O's 8-1. Boston with another walk-off win over Toronto tonight, 2-1. And the second straight night that Jonathan Papelbon has been the winning pitcher. In Cleveland, Cliff Lee goes to 5-0. And the Indians beat Seattle 8-3. Both those teams now 13 and 15. Tigers beat the Yankees 6-2 on a pair of Placido Polanco home runs. He's not known for hitting any. He hit 2 tonight.
You'd have to think he hit him to left field too, which is a fairly good blast in Yankee Stadium. Irvin Santana's trying to go to 5-0 tonight.
Yeah.
Matt Suzaka for the Red Sox was trying to do it.
First at bat for Esteban Herman. Came on for Grzelcyk. Grzelcyk's been nursing a bad back. There's Millwood in his line so far. Two and 0. This all started with the 0-2 hit batsman. Outside corner. Minnesota beat the White Sox 4-3 today. Right here, 9-2 Rangers. Ground ball, he'll take that. Kinsler to Young. Young on the first, zings it there, but not in time. Fielder's choice. Run comes in to make it 9-3. The Royals once again beat out a fielder's choice. Yesterday it was Ross Gload getting down the line. This time it is Herman. Now let's see if they can re-rack it and get the double play right here. David DeJesus, the batter, good contact hitter. That is to say, he puts the ball in play. DeJesus will take that stroll again way outside the batter's box. Fouled back into the crowd. Again tomorrow the crowd will be out here in the daytime hours. A 1:05 first pitch tomorrow. Sidney Ponson will throw that pitch for the Rangers. You will get to see Zach Greinke for Kansas City.
Oh, Zach Greinke comes into the game pitching really well, just like Brian Bannister did tonight. Pretty good 1-2 punch of young right-handers there.
Striking under the hands to DeJesus.
Greinke's second in the league, right behind Cliff Lee, with a 125 earned run average.
Millwood past 110 pitches now. We've seen Millwood and Padilla both. I mean, you know, they're the workhorses, right? You want these guys pitching deep into games. And very consistently this year, we've seen them somewhere near 110 pitches in most of their starts.
Yeah, I don't think it's been a dramatic shift, but I think it's been a subtle shift toward pushing the starting pitcher, nudging him for an extra inning and maybe 10 or 12 extra pitches than what you saw last year. But the difference is both Kevin and Vicente are stronger and healthier this year than they were last year. Kevin was battling that hamstring injury off and on all season long. Vicente had an arm injury off and on, and then finally had to leave the season after about 25 starts. And of course Nolan has been trying to introduce that to the minor leagues where the kids throw more pitches.
There's a high drive by DeJesus up into the wind and out of here. And the Royals are now back to within 9-5. Millwood just couldn't finish off David DeJesus. What a frustrating inning. It started with that 0-2 HBP. And a couple of chances to turn double plays, too.
Yeah, I think out of everything that happened in that 4-run inning, that's probably the thing that'll bother Kevin the most, is getting ahead of the leadoff hitter 0-2 and then hitting him with a pitch and leading to a big inning.
So the Royals have come back to kind of make it a game. This is a score by which the Royals won last night. Millwood is out. Frankie Francisco is coming on. We'll come back in just a moment here on My 27. What you missed on this windy night here in Arlington, Michael Young extending his hitting streak to 14 games, and then Ranger power, Milton Bradley. Josh Hamilton, a grand slam. We saw Boggs hit one out. We saw Murphy hit one out. And then, if you didn't believe us about the wind, this ball taking off on Milton Bradley. And Milton would show later on in that very same inning there are ways to be careful to make sure that doesn't happen. Rangers leading 9-5. And they go to the bullpen right now. Frankie Francisco in the game facing Jose Guillen.
Guillen was robbed his last time up. He had a soft ground ball, but it looked like it was headed to right field for an RBI. That was the ball that Ian went way to his left, and all-out dive to come up and end the inning with a beautiful play.
That call to the bullpen brought to you by Time Warner, the power of you. Big rip, big miss. 1 and 2. Millwood ending up with the 5 runs against him, and that's too bad. He really was kind of sailing through it for a while tonight. Down goes Jose Guillen. Frankie Francisco just had too much fastball for him.
Yeah, the first couple were 94. That last one was 95. And for Frankie, it's definitely about command. There's never been anything wrong with his fastball. He's got a good curveball. He's got a splitter that he'll throw. He's had to battle back from the injury a couple years ago, but as far as arm strength goes, he's back. Now he just has to refine his command. Be an outstanding relief pitcher.
Mark Teahen now. Off speed that time for strike 1. It is a season high 4 home runs in the game for the Rangers tonight. Big blow from Mr. Josh Hamilton, the grand slam back in the second. The only Ranger who has not been on base tonight is Gerald Laird, the starting catcher. Rangers have 11 hits overall, 7 for Kansas City. Three and 1. That ball tagged into right field. They got to be careful here. Don't let the Royals think they're back in it. Got 4 runs in the 7th inning. Billy Butler will come to the plate. Got an email here from Ranger fan Brian. Wants to know, what does BB stand for? Well, Billy Butler. Also bases on balls. And that's what you see in the box score every morning. That's what the BB stands for. Think of all the great BBs, though. That, yes, I know. Thank you. All the great BBs in baseball history, though, from Barry Bonds to Bobby Bonds to Bill Buckner to Buddy Bell. Even just on this Royals team, you got Brian Bannister, Billy Butler. Football only gave us Bubby Brister. Baseball has given us so much more. Two 2-0 the count to Butler. And
looking for Frankie to give us a strike right here and get out of this inning.
Yeah, don't need to see the BBs piling up right here. He blew away Guillen, no problem, but then he went 3-1 on Teahen, who lined a single. It is 2-0 on Butler.
He blew Guillen away with fastballs. Then he got behind Teahen with a changeup and a curveball, and then looked like he was behind in the count, came in with a fastball, and Teahen ripped it into right center field. There's that good fastball again. Nothing wrong with throwing that pitch.
Nope.
That one registered on the scoreboard at 99.
Wow.
Our gun had it at 95, so it's probably somewhere in between. Plenty of velocity, though, that's for sure.
Big rip again by BB, Billy Butler. See, there's BB right there. That's for Bat Boy. That also is for Bat Boy. Or Ball Boy. I honestly don't know. I have to have Zach Manassian.
Well, where they are right now, they are Bat Boys. They are not Ball Boys. Well, one of them's a Ball Boy. They got a Bat Boy and a Ball Boy. We have a Ball Girl down each line.
It'll be a BG. 2-2-2 out pitch. Ooh, just missed.
One of the boys that's the BB down there, he has the new baseballs that he brings out to the umpire. The umpire has a little bag on his hip that keeps probably 4 or 5 baseballs in it. When he's out, he'll signal to the ball boy, who has a big bag of balls right there, and he'll run out with a handful to replenish his supply several times in the inning.
Runner goes. There's a pop-up. Laird coming back, but is out of room. We're going through a pretty good supply of baseballs tonight. We've seen 5 home runs in this game. Again, the 3-2. Ooh, Laird couldn't hold it.
Butler's a pretty good contact hitter. He doesn't strike out very much. Only struck out 12 times. He's been up almost 100 times. High draft choice, #1 draft choice out of high school.
Man, oh man. The Royals now will have batted around here in the 7th inning, in an inning that started so innocuously. 0-2 count on the #8 hitter. John Buck is hit by the pitch, and on and on and on from there. Got to be real careful here. Alex Gordon. Four runs in the top of the 7th. Boy, Millwood's final line tonight will be deceiving. It'll show 5 runs all earned in 6 1/3.
Yeah, that's for sure. Fortunately, the Rangers have scored some runs for Kevin tonight. But that one, you're right, that one big inning in the 7th spoiled what was a very good line coming into the 7th inning.
Up the middle it goes.
And now you got the tie-in run coming to the plate.
From out of nowhere, this has happened. Buck, who started the inning, is about to bat again. It is now 9-6. Jamie Wright getting ready in the Ranger bullpen. Boy, you're up 9-1. You're just cruising along. And it's taken you half an hour to get out of the top of the 7th. Very, very frustrating. The tying man, the guy with power coming up, John Buck. And we'll see how it unfolds when we come back. 9-6 Rangers here in the 7th inning. All of a sudden, the Royals back to within 3 runs. They've got the tying man coming up, and this call to the bullpen brought to you by Time Warner Cable. The power of you. Frankie Francisco came on for Millwood. He blew away Jose Guillen, struck him out. But then Tian lined a single on 3-1. Butler walked, and Gordon singled. Going to get to Frank Catalanato into the game now, it would appear. He's grabbed a glove, and he's going to go play left.
Not sure what happened there.
Is that Boggs in right now?
Yeah, I think Boggs has moved to right, and Milton has come out of the game. Obviously, there's something bothering Milton. It didn't appear to be his leg, the way he ran on that bunt, but something has come up.
But John Buck, not really a hit for average guy, but he certainly can hit a home run or two. Jamie Wright known for keeping the ball down. That's a capital idea right here on a very windy evening in which we've already seen 5 home runs. Buck led these Royals in home runs last year with 18.
Good sinker. Swung right over the top of that pitch.
Oh, here's Buck at 0-2 again. Remember, this whole thing started with an 0-2 count on Buck. He was hit by a pitch. And from there, 5 runs in. Millwood and the Rangers were coasting along with a 9-1 lead. The 1-2 to Buck.
Whoa.
Almost hit him again.
Hit him again.
Get the old 2 hit by pitches in 1 inning thing working.
Trying to throw him in, trying to jam him. Almost ran it in there too far. He's got that natural movement on his sinker, which goes in toward the right-hand hitter. Unfortunately, he missed him.
2-2 out pitch.
Oh,
got him.
That's a good pitch.
Thank you, Chuck Norris.
Caught him looking.
Finally, after 5 in the top of the 7th, Millwood still has his lead. We'll send it to our studio for the Toyota Truck Game Break.
Hello again from the Fox Studios. I'm Mike Ducey with your Toyota Trucks Game Break. We'll get you back to all the action between the Rangers and the Kansas City Royals in just a moment. But first, let's take a look at tomorrow's pitching matchup. Rangers have their hands full in this one. Zach Greinke has been one of the best in the business so far this season. He has not allowed more than 2 earned runs in any of his 5 starts. The Sidney Ponson experiment continues. Meantime, for Texas, Big Sid makes his 2nd start. He allowed 5 runs the first time out, but only 1 of them earned. So the ERA still looks good. Afternoon action, a 105 start on FSN Southwest. First little business to take care of in Arlington. We'll send you back to Josh and Tom for the remainder of this one. I'm Mike Ducey. Enjoy the game here on My 27. Rangers now. Summarizing for you, Hamilton with the grand slam. That gives him a major league high 32 runs batted in now. And the rookie switch hitter Brandon Boggs, couple of hits tonight, including his first big league home run. Milton Bradley's got a home run tonight. Murphy's got a home run tonight. Yabuta will continue on the mound here for KC. And what suddenly is a ball game again. This thing looked like a rout, but now it is 9-6, and the Rangers would probably do well to tack on another one right here.
Wouldn't be a bad idea. And they got some guys coming up that can do it.
David Murphy, who homered last time. The ball that just got up into that jet stream and kept on going. There's a strike. And Yabuta's been throwing almost nothing but strikes here. 15 pitches, 12 for strikes. The home run of which we speak. Another ball lofted up in the air. And the wind. You always got to watch that wind tonight, but there was Gordon to lock it up. 1 down.
First baseman Chris Shelton.
Pretty much homers and singles tonight for the Rangers. They came in leading the American League in doubles, but they don't have one of those tonight. They do have 4 home runs. Well, the Rangers, having lost 14 of 18 coming in, this is one you absolutely can't let get away. They were up 9-1. Angels have grabbed a 2-0 lead on Oakland in the 3rd inning. Both those teams 17 and 11 coming in tonight, tied for first in the West. "17 wins for a AAA, AA, and Single A right now for the Rangers. Tom, Oklahoma 17 and 9. We mentioned Nelson Cruz with 9 home runs already. Not a lot left to prove at AAA for Nelly, but
no, he's kind of, Josh, he's right in the same boat as Jason Botts.
Yeah,
really.
I mean, but you know, every time he tries to prove his mettle up here at this level, it just doesn't go real well.
It hasn't worked. I thought the Rangers gave Nelly a pretty good shot. Gave him a couple hundred at bats.
Shelton dancing out of the way, 3-2.
And it doesn't mean it can't happen the next time, but he might have to wait his turn. Rangers have the roster problem now, trying to maneuver through the roster. You don't want to take someone off the roster that can be a valuable player for you in the future and lose him to another team on a waiver claim.
Shelton takes a walk. And we've talked about Trey Holman and his return tonight on UT Arlington night tonight. One of their best ever players. See, we can talk positively about the Mavs tonight. It's just the UTA Mavs.
Yeah, not much positive being talked about the other Mavs today.
Nope, big day for those guys. Avery Johnson out. Outside to Brandon Boggs. Well, with Trey Hillman, I think there's some natural Bobby Valentine comparisons, Tag. And actually, Trey managed against Bobby in Japan. Both of them, of course, have ties to Arlington. Heck, both of them played the lead in their high school musicals back in the day. Hillman, we are told, played Conrad Birdie in Bye Bye Birdie. Of course, Bobby Valentine was a championship ballroom dancer, and he was in, I think, Tea House of the August Moon or something like that.
He was also the mascot at his high school for basketball games.
I would have paid to have seen that, boy. Trey Hillman was a championship gymnast. Valentine, a championship ballroom dancer.
This award-winning young filmmaker has made a documentary about Bobby that's going to be on ESPN2, I think on May 12th. He had an award-winning film that he made on a retirement home. I think he actually went into the retirement home and lived and did a documentary on it. And now he's spent 8 months over in Japan last year putting this whole thing together. Evidently, he went to the Tribeca Film Festival. Not many films get into that. This one did. So I think the kid stands to win some awards for this one. Yeah, it should be pretty good too. Bobby's an incredible hero in Japan, almost like a rock star over there. You can't walk down the street without being mobbed. And this kid pitching right now pitched for Bobby last year.
3-2 to Boggs. Rangers trying to regain some momentum here. Shelton on the move. Boggs down on strikes, and the throw is going to be not in time. The big guy steals the base. That is not really something for which Chris Shelton is known. That is his second big league stolen base in 252 games.
He gets a pretty good jump. Probably runs better than people give him credit for because he's a big guy. Occasionally you'll see a guy slow down to slide, but he went in there hard, beat the throw, in scoring position to score a 10th run for the Rangers, give him a 4-run lead instead of a 3-run lead.
Laird did check his swing, 1-0. Trey Hillman thought it was a strike. That one's outside. 2 balls, no strikes now. Again, the wind very much a factor tonight. You see all the hot dog wrappers and napkins blowing all over the place.
It can be distracting for a hitter with those things blowing around if they get up in the air right behind the pitcher. Distract you from trying to concentrate on seeing the baseball.
Keeps it interesting for the fans. Always something to look at here tonight. We've seen 15 runs in this game on 20 hits, too. Fly ball, well hit right center field. That ball takes off, and that one is gone.
Well, the Rangers have gotten the ball up in the air and out of the ballpark tonight. Right when the Royals looked like they were coming back and gaining some momentum, a 2-run homer takes care of that momentum. Kind of the same thing David Murphy did in the 5th. Added a couple. Now Gerald, 2-run homer, add some here in the 7th.
That's the first home run for Gerald since that 2-homer game back in Anaheim. Yeah, that does come at a nice time. Make it 11-6. Now Herman Duran will foul one back in the crowd. Yeah, the Rangers hadn't had a game all year where they had hit 4 home runs. Tonight they have hit 5. Ball and a strike to Duran. Grounds crew has been awfully busy in between innings tonight. Now Herman Duran lofting one to left field. And look at that ball just kind of whirly bird around. Jesus takes care of it. And that will finally end things here in, boy, a long inning. 5 in the top of the 7th inning, 2 in the bottom of the 7th inning, thanks to Gerald Laird.
There's no crying in baseball because there's no housework in baseball. There are no socks to sort, no staircases to vacuum, no bathtubs to scrub in baseball. There are no weeds to whack, no fire ants to fight, and there are no neighbors with nicer yards in baseball. And that's why you could use some more of it.
On to the 8th inning, and we go to Jim Knox.
All right, thank you, Josh. Great story here. This is Lynn and Lee Howe, along with their father, Barney. They grew up in Wichita Falls, used to come to Ranger games, but now kind of a little twist here, right?
Right. We grew up in Wichita Falls. We moved down here to go to school. My brother and I ended up staying, and last year we moved my parents down here. So we're trying to start a family tradition. Bringing him to the game.
That's Barney.
And a little family time here with the game.
Time there, and special times, I guess, growing up and watching baseball here in Arlington.
Absolutely. Good times. We're adding to even more memories for tonight. Good times more that we're expecting to have just a whole lot more times together.
And Barney, you have a big birthday coming up next month. How old?
Be 89 next month. Jim.
89. Congratulations, and welcome back to Arlington. All right, thank you, guys. Appreciate it, Josh.
Nice. Thank you, Jim. Crowd has been enjoying a lot of offense here tonight. There's a bunt pushed by Pena up to Duran, who will fire too late, and it gets away. Pena on his way to second base and will make it there. So nothing's easy tonight. The Rangers have built up that 5-run lead again, and there's a bunt and a man standing at second base.
Pretty good butt by Pena. He got it by Jamie, and it was quite away from Herman. He probably didn't have a play at first base, but he gave it a good try anyway. Looked like Pena was going to beat that ball out anyway.
Bunt single plus an E5. The second Ranger error tonight, and they're 29th of the year already in 28 games. Top of the order now, Joey Gathright, another speedy hitter. He will take a strike from right. We have seen some high-scoring baseball here at the ballpark. It was a 10-0 game on Sunday. (12-6) the day before that. We saw a 9-5 yesterday. It's 11-6 tonight.
Not many quick at bats in this game where the guy swings at the first pitch and makes it out.
Boy, no kidding.
I think it's been a struggle for everybody today. Kevin got through 6 innings quickly and then had the problem with the hit batter to start the 7th. But what was really a solid game for Kevin won't look that way in the line because of the 7th inning.
Ooh, just off the plate, 2-2. Trying to get that outside corner. Yep, outside. Look out. Ball gets away from Laird. Not far enough. Did it hit him?
I think it hit him in the foot. Otherwise, it would have gone back to the screen.
Took a while for Chris Guccione to make the indication, but man, this is getting sloppy. The Rangers had that 9-1 lead. They're starting to donate bases here to the KC Royals.
Hit him right in the left leg, hit him in the back leg. That ball was way inside. Gerald was trying to backhand it. Well, it sets up a double play. See if the Rangers can get a ground ball. Jamie should be able to do that. Throws a lot of sinkers and does get a lot of ground balls.
Yep, that is his specialty for sure. It's one of the things the Rangers really liked about him when they signed him. He was a starter with the Giants a couple years ago. And though he had a high ERA, that ground ball ratio was very good. Jake Westbrook-like, Derek Lowe-like. Last year, remember, out of spring training, Jamie outmuscled Cam Lowe and the long-lost Bruce Chen for the #5 starter spot for the Rangers. Chen had an okay spring. Lowe had a terrific spring last year, but in the end, it came down to Wright having superior stuff and about 70 career big league wins, too. Wright grew up a Kansas City Royals fan. Born in 1974, the year George Brett had broken in as the Royals' regular third baseman. You know, Tom, we were talking about Casey Kotchman of the Angels as a guy that didn't really hit for power his first couple of years, but you know, you said you never know. George Brett's a great example. He had 2 home runs in 1974.
Did he?
Yeah, in 133 games. They went on to hit what, 296 more from there.
Yep. A lot of doubles, a lot of triples too.
Hey, there's that ground ball you ordered up. 4-6. Again, they didn't turn it.
Yeah, Herman sneaks down to first base pretty quick. He's a little upset with himself. But double play still in order right now. Jesus gets down the line pretty well too.
David DeJesus with runners at first and third. And, you know, you talk about the deep at bats tonight, the deep counts. This guy seems like it's 3-2 all the time on David DeJesus. Plays off the breaking ball, strike one. DeJesus out of Rutgers University. The Rangers have gone with Millwood, Frankie Francisco, and now Jamie Wright. Millwood lasted 6 1/3 tonight. The Royals starter Brian Bannister lasted only 3. Late swing. Good stuff right there. 1-2. Once again, DeJesus will be allowed to step way out. Making Jamie Wright wait. Line shot foul towards that Kansas City dugout. Again, the game tomorrow is a day game, 105. Sidney Ponson against Zach Greinke in that one. And the Rangers go on the road to play Oakland. Rangers have had 3 2-run innings tonight in that big 5-run second, highlighted by the Hamilton salami. Chopper. Shelton with a pirouette. They got one. Well, Shelton cut off right, so they weren't about to get 2. And again, the Rangers have just had a knack for almost turning double plays, but not quite getting them done.
One thing Shelton has done in his short time at first base, he's got a strong, accurate arm from first base, at least in the 3 throws he's had to throw to second. We've seen that. The tough double play to turn, the 3-6-1 double play with a fast runner like DeJesus. A little bit of miscommunication there. Chris went back to cover. Jamie was sitting there waiting for the ball.
You're not going to turn the 3-6-1 if 3 is screening 1.
Shelton tried to stick his leg between Jamie's legs, but he couldn't reach first base.
They're doing the hokey pokey over there. That's what it's all about, after all. 1 strike, the count to Guillen. Now, the inability to actually turn the double play gets the Royals back to within 11 of 7. It's a friendly RBI for DeJesus right there. He's now got 3 batted in the last 2 innings. One and 2 to Guillen, the guy that hit 23 home runs for Seattle last year. On the ground near third. Duran will load up and fire low, and it got away from Shelton. That'll be the 3rd Ranger error tonight.
It's a save situation now with a left-hand hitter coming up. See if Ron goes out to CJ here in the 8th inning.
Of course, last time Ron did that, that was in Boston, and that did not go well. A bunt, a hit batsman, and 3 ground balls in this inning. Yet here are the Royals with a run in and 2 on. And the dangerous Mark Teahen at the plate. You're right, Tag. There has not been a lot of first pitch swinging in this game tonight.
Very little. A lot of long at bats.
A lot of Ranger long ball tonight, too. A season high 5 home runs. And again, the Rangers have a guy on the mound now in Jamie Wright, who's known for keeping the ball down, which on this windy night, that is imperative. Crowd of 17,705 at the ballpark tonight. Little check swing, that'll work. Wright will heave it to first, and there's a ground ball that's turned into an out, and it stays 11-7.
What I like about living there is just the people. They're so friendly, and you know, I thought Tucson was a great place to live as far as how nice the people were and stuff. But you know, when I finally moved to Texas, the people in Texas are unbelievable.
Ian Kinsler brought to you by Dodge, your Texas truck stop. The Rangers trying to add to an 11-7 lead here in the bottom of the 8th inning. On this very windy night here in Arlington, it has led to all kinds of chaos. Well, the Rangers have also made 3 errors tonight. And that continues to be a real sore spot, I'm sure, for manager Ron Washington. It has just not been fun to watch the guys chucking baseballs around the diamond here. But bombing away for 5 home runs tonight, that has been a real plus. Josh Hamilton's grand slam, the biggest home run. Milton Bradley had a 2-run shot. So did Laird, so did Murphy. Kinsler, Young, and Hamilton here in the bottom of the 8th. And we would expect to see C.J. Wilson, even though it's not technically a save situation right now, but looks like the 9th inning will be his.
I don't think Ron would have him up throwing if he wasn't going to bring him into the ballgame, save or no save.
Kinsler nails one in the left center field. Cutting it hard around first, and now jams on the brakes. Got himself a leadoff single. 2 more hits for Ian tonight.
Yeah, Ian's got his batting average over 300.
There's CJ getting ready.
Michael's got a couple of hits. His average is up to 318. Josh is over 300. Milton's over 300. David's pretty close to it at probably around 290, 289.
The distribution for the Rangers, when you look at the batting averages, is pretty weird. Because most everybody is hitting either in the 300s or the 100s. There's not a lot of guys hitting anywhere near 250. Infield, a double play depth. There is a strike pumped in there to Michael Young. Kevin Millwood on line for the win. He would finally get that second win of 2008. So he has pitched well enough to have a handful more than that. Fouled back 0-2.
You see the reaction of that girl right there behind home plate?
I missed it, to be honest with you. Did it scare her a little bit?
Yeah. Watch her arms go flying.
I'm happy. Oh! No, I'm not happy.
Watch her. She's got her arms. She's dancing. Got her arms up over her head. Her legs are flying. Her arms are flying. Lucky that screen is there. Of course, I guess you wouldn't be sitting there without the screen.
We're not laughing at you. We're laughing near you.
Great reaction.
Wave and a miss by Michael Young. Now everybody's calling those ladies, let them know that they're on TV. All right, here's the last chance that maybe here, Tag, for Josh Hamilton to set that all-time Ranger record for most total bases in the month of April. A double here would tie Juan Gonzalez. A triple, and the record is Josh's. That is ball one. The Rangers with 13 hits tonight. The Royals with 10. Kinsler goes. And the throw on down there is not going to be in time. Stolen base number 7 for Ian Kinsler. A little bit of everything for the Rangers tonight.
Pretty good throw by Buck, but Ian stole that one on the pitcher. Got a pretty good jump. Yaputo was a little bit slow to the plate, too.
Catalanotto on deck. The count goes to 3-0. No action in the Royals bullpen. They just want Yabuta to finish things along here. We had a lot of work out of Peralta tonight. It was a short night for the starter, Brian Bannister. That one caught the corner, 3-1. Josh's former team, the Reds, a 5-2 loser in St. Louis today. Change of pace, 3-2. San Francisco beat Colorado 3-2 today. Well, the Diamondbacks got their 20th win. They rallied from a down 4 to beat the Astros 8-7. Micah Owings, he's a pitcher, right? Well, he had a pinch hit home run to win it.
He's a pitcher, but he could be a hitter.
Hamilton down the line. It is foul. Almost had that Ranger record for total bases in April. American League final, Cleveland over Seattle 8-3. Cliff Lee goes to 5-0. Angels now leading Oakland 3-0 in the 4th inning. Hamilton pops it up, and the wind is going to push it and push it. Caught over there by Gordon. You're playing in a vortex here.
I think it's getting windier by the minute right now.
It's like watching the end of Forrest Gump here with the nice floating montage going. Two down, and it'll be Catalanotto coming up. Kansas City will have 6, 7, 8 in the batting order coming up in the 9th. And again, it looks like C.J. Wilson will be asked to come on in. Well, the Rangers having kind of invited Kansas City back in it. Just trying to hang on here on a night when I can't recall more than a handful of times where somebody's put the ball in play with a count of 0-1 or 1-0. Both teams making the the other guy work for it tonight. Three and 0 to Catalinato. Rangers had that 5-run second, and that's huge. Earlier today, the Pirates had a 7-run second inning at Shea Stadium. Pittsburgh beat the Mets 13-1. There's a strike to Cat. The battle of the 27s here. Yabuta against Catalinato.
I got to do something. I think I'll make the call.
Just to kind of perk yourself up a little bit?
Yeah, I want to get into it.
All right. I mean, you're not really feeling it, but you just...
Well, yeah, I'm kind of feeling it.
All right.
I think Cat can do it. See, he threw him a changeup because he was worried about it himself.
Why don't you go run some wind sprints in the back of the booth? That'll get you going.
I haven't done that in a long time.
2 on for David Murphy. Murphy launched a home run back in the 5th. Overall 1 for 4 tonight.
A couple of RBIs for David tonight gives him 15 on the season. Boy, he's had a nice month of April.
Josh Hamilton will probably be the player of the month, wouldn't you think? I mean, at least for the Rangers, if not in the league.
Yeah, he's got to be a candidate in the league as well.
6 home runs. That's what he had for the Reds in April last year, too. But it was 13 runs batted in. This year it's 32. Little cue shot. Foul.
Trying to think of someone else who's having that kind of a start that Josh is.
Well, I mean, we've talked about Cliff Lee of Cleveland. If you give it to a pitcher, I guess you could do that. But
you usually have the player of the month and the pitcher of the month.
Well, Manny Ramirez would have to be in play. He's leading the league in hitting.
And Josh is right there with him, but with a lot more runs batted in.
Joe Creedy. How about Joe Creedy?
Yeah, he's got some home runs. Josh has better average.
Ball bouncing up there. So on the wild pitch, the Rangers get runners in a scoring position now.
I think Josh has got a great shot of being the player of the month in the AL.
Well, the Rangers have the worst record in the league, but it could be that they have statistically the best player in the league by the end of April.
Very well could be. Well, Yabuta's out there to finish this game. He's thrown 58 pitches. Good look at Josh. Josh is DHing tonight. He's played center most of the time, also played right field, but tonight, compared to that, it's like a night off. For a second time, he's seen that changeup and hit it right off the end of the bat.
David's been fairly immune here to the problem the Rangers have had collectively, that runners in scoring position thing. Time requested and granted. These two teams are going to end up playing a couple of 3-hour, 40-minute, 9-inning games to open this series. It has been full count theater here tonight. 3-2 here. Chris Shelton on deck. Murphy flares one right center, but it hangs in the air, and Gathright goes and gets it to finally retire the side. The Rangers need 3 outs, and they will have a win tonight. 11-7 at the end of 8. If you're looking for great seats to upcoming games, all fans can buy or sell tickets at StubHub, the official fan-to-fan ticket marketplace of the Rangers. Go to TexasRangers.com, choose StubHub from the tickets menu, and then you are in business. Hopefully C.J. Wilson is ready for a little business time right here. The Rangers and the Royals are in the 9th. And C.J. comes on. It's not officially a save situation, but he's asked to get 3 outs. And the Rangers have their win.
Opponent's only hitting 118 against C.J. C.J.'s throwing the ball well. He ran into one problem. That was in Boston that day when he threw a ton of pitches, couldn't get an out.
That ball hammered to left. It's fair. Billy Butler keeps the Royals' comeback potential hot. That's Ramon Vasquez in the game at third base now, by the way. In for Duran.
Pretty good job of hitting right there by Butler. That's a good fastball, way inside. When he started his swing, it looked like he'd pull it foul, but he kept that ball fair right down the line.
There is Vasquez into the game, as we said, at third. There's a quick strike to Alex Gordon. Gordon had an RBI single in the 7th, that big 5-run 7th inning for the Royals. This thing was 9-1 in favor of the Rangers. CJ right in there at 93 miles an hour. CJ's made it back from Tommy John surgery way back when. It's been said that only R.A. Dickey is safe from that operation. That's because he doesn't possess the necessary ligament to begin with. A lot of guys have recovered and even gotten better, it seems, following the Tommy John surgery. (1974) is when Dr. Frank Jobe pioneered that. The tendon going from the forearm to the elbow.
I was talking to Keith Meister, the Rangers team orthopedic physician, and he was talking about the increase in young pitchers, youth pitchers who get that type of surgery.
It's actually called reconstruction of the ulnar collateral ligament, but that's a mouthful. Tommy John surgery rolls off the tongue pretty nicely. This ball looping, foul. Dr. Jobe never did trademark the procedure. In fact, he openly taught it to surgeons around the country. It's not just pitchers that have gotten it, too. A lot of position players have had it. Jay Payton's had it twice. Paul Molitor had it.
Sure, there's been some football quarterbacks who've had it.
Sure. Another one blooped, foul. Back in September of 1974, they say, Dr. Jobe gave Tommy John a 5% chance of being able to resume his career because it was uncharted territory at that point. But now the success rate for the surgery stands at well over 90%.
That's pretty amazing advances in medicine over the last 20 years. You look at a pitcher like Steve Busby, who had arm problems at a young age after a tremendous start as a pitcher for Kansas City. If he could forward in time to today's medical procedures, chances are he could have pitched 10 more years and had an incredible career. As it was an excellent career, just didn't last long enough.
Buzz is in the Royals Hall of Fame.
Yeah, imagine what it would have been without or with the advances in medicine that maybe could have prolonged his career.
Yeah, could have been Baseball Hall of Fame.
Sure.
Buzz averaged 19 wins, 1973 through 75. Paul Splittorff in the Royals Hall of Fame, too.
Yep, one of Buzz's teammates.
Gordon in the air. That ball taking off.
Look at that ball carry.
But there's Brandon Boggs. He's got it. Brandon feeling for the wall. Remember, he hasn't played right field here yet. Butler moves to third, but there's the first out of the 9th inning. Not quite sure where that wall is going to come up on him, but hard to believe Paul Splittorff was never an all-star. He had seasons of 20-11, 16-6, and 19-13.
Must have been a good closer in August and September.
Small market team. Didn't always get his due, but he's a real good basketball announcer, too.
Yeah, he is. I didn't even know he did that till a couple years ago.
And a strike to John Buck. It was Buck getting hit by an 0-2 pitch in the 7th inning that got the Royals kind of on their way to being back in this thing. Not much of a swing right there. It is 1-2. We like the pace here from CJ. Just brings it, but there's Buck nailing it to left. It's going to travel up and out to make it 11-9. We remarked earlier that's the home run threat they've got kind of buried in their lineup. He led the team in home runs last year. The Royals are back to within 2.
Looked like it was going to be an easy one, but I guess nothing is easy.
Nope. Everything is gone with the wind tonight. Although that ball is in a location where it kind of says hit me. Tony Pena not a home run threat. Neither is Gathright after that. But John Buck is a home run threat, and he got one.
We talked about Gerald's home run. Nice to add those extra runs, and it turned out it really was.
Yep, you needed it. CJ is already at 17 pitches. He only has 1 out.
Yeah, when he came in, it was a 4-run game, so this is not a save opportunity, even though it's only a 2-run game right now.
Well, it can sure feel like a save opportunity now. Those of you that have watched the Stars in action tonight understand the Stars have lost their game. It's 11-9 Rangers here. They're trying to polish off the Royals on this very windy night. The crowd has dwindled down. It's a work night, school night, and now a late night. We have seen 20 runs in this game on 25 hits and 4 errors. Pop-up. But again, the wind has made every pop-up an issue tonight. Shelton makes sure that that is out number 2. All right, we are all waiting to exhale here. Joey Gathright comes up. As we've said earlier about Gathright, a lot of speed, a lot of things he does well, but he is not a home run threat. Of course, even if he does loft one into the wind and it carries out, the Rangers still have the lead right here. He's bunting. CJ's got it. And ladies and gentlemen, that's your ball game. Took a while, but the Rangers outlast the wind and the Royals. And they win by the final of 11-9. Kansas City has scored 9 both times in this series, but Josh Hamilton and the Rangers too much for Kansas City tonight. We'll come back and put a lid on it in just a moment. Rangers take this one tonight by 2. Ranger Baseball brought to you by Southwest. With Southwestern now free to be more productive, visit Southwest.com. By Chick-fil-A, we didn't invent the chicken, just the chicken sandwich. And by your Texas Ford dealers, Ford is the best in Texas. Well, Tag, the Rangers led 9-1. They hung on, took it 11-9. Josh Hamilton had a big night, closing out a big month. He had a grand slam tonight. Our Whataburger play of the game.
Well, he did, and a win is a win, and we'll take it. Took a while, but it was worthwhile. And Josh took advantage of the elements, went the other way, showed his power, launched it into the Royals bullpen for a grand slam. That was part of the rally that gave them a big lead early in the game. They hung on to win it 11-9.
So the Rangers do get that long-awaited 10th win before the calendar flips from April to May. Again, the final 11-9 tonight. For Tom Grieve and Jim Knox and our whole crew, Josh Lewin saying goodnight from the ballpark, inviting you to join us tomorrow, 12:30 in the afternoon. It's Rangers Live, getting ready for a 1 o'clock first pitch on FSN Southwest. Tonight's game produced by Kurt Dykert and directed by Dave Burchett. Associate producers Eric Deli and Eric Josephson. Rangers win it, and now we say good night and thanks for watching Texas Ranger Baseball on My 27.